Okay, right, let's do this then.
Here we go.
Get a little sip of juice.
Sip harder.
Oh no!
Creamy
Started with
ASMR.
that. Okay.
Hi, Lloyd. A little slow tonight, isn't it?
Hello there.
I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing.
Stay on target.
Dylan! Son of a bitch.
Welcome to the Salt River Movie Club.
Hello, and welcome back to the Salt River Movie Club podcast. This is episode 3. This is not the episode that we said was coming next. We are delaying that slightly because we decided we wanted to do a little review of the year kind of episode. That kind of talking about all the big releases in various forms of media, but mainly movies of the dread year 2020.
It's a special episode. Yeah.
2020 year in review. What a shiter.
If this is your first time listening, we are 3 members of the band Salt River Shakedown. We do blues rock, classic rock. But this podcast is not about that band. This podcast is about movies that we like and movies that we don't like. All that stuff. I'll work out a snappier intro to this podcast eventually, but this is what we got so far.
One day,
my tired, half asleep voice just rambling through this.
Same.
Yes, so I am Jake. I am the drummer, and I am your host for this evening.
I am Alec. I'm the guitarist. Hello.
Hello. I'm Sean. I play bass, and I'm also a part-time Toto the dog stunt man.
You couldn't have sounded less enthused there, Sean.
Hello. Part-time Toto the dog.
Hello. It pays the bills.
Right. Yes. First of all, thank you if you have tuned in for the first 2 episodes. We released our first proper episodes where we discuss a movie. If you don't know, by the way, the concept of this podcast is each episode, which is 2 a month, we take one movie, we sit down, we watch it together, and then we just analyze it in depth. That is the general idea behind it. And the idea is that it is a movie club. So you're encouraged to watch along with the movies that we watch. However, we're not doing that this week. But thank you if you tuned in for the last one. We released our first proper episode like that on Christmas Day, which in hindsight, possibly not the best day to release a podcast.
That's fine.
To a podcast on Christmas Day.
It's fine.
It's fine. It was on Scrooged starring Bill Murray, and we had a good time talking about that.
Yes.
But yes, so what are we talking about today? We are talking about 2020. Ooh, the terrible year. The year that will henceforth be known as, oh God, not that one.
Or the year that never happened, like 1982.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, okay. Sean, you weren't even born then.
I know.
None of us were born then.
I just picked a random year.
I like that you said that like you had been born.
You guys don't know.
I'm the youngest one.
Young whippersnapper.
I'm the closest to 1982, damn it.
That is true. You are the oldest, to be fair. Only by a year, but yes, you are the oldest.
Sean, are you recording with your mic, aye?
Yeah. Why?
Cool, I just can't see it. That's why. It's just like, I was like so confused. It's just because it's not on screen.
Yeah, he's coming through to us through the medium of portrait, so you know.
Yeah,
I'm sending rapid carrier pigeons.
Yes, he is. I'm getting them live and reading them out.
Yeah, I'm getting the Morse code right here. Oh, sorry, what was that, Sean?
Yeah, and I'm editing all of that out, slaving away for you.
No,
all.
you're not. That has to stay in. That's funny.
Anyway, yes. So, first of all, how do we feel about that year that just happened?
I feel that for us as a band, it was good, and otherwise, it was awful.
Yeah, and it was also both of those things as a band because we released 2 of our 2 most successful singles to date, and got a new singer, got a new keyboard player, awesome things, but also we've played 3 shows,
Yeah, totally.
which is really depressing.
It's actually grim. I know. I
I missed the
thought
last
about that yesterday. I was like, I only played 3 gigs last year. That's so
Yeah.
grim.
It's by far the least we've done in so long.
I know. Totally.
It sucks.
Yeah, we usually average like at least
At least one a month.
Yeah.
So
at least one a month. So absolutely
Yeah.
minimum 12 gigs a year, but usually way more than that.
yeah, totally.
Uh,
And normally a tour in there as well. So
Yeah.
and then summer
Um,
and then like acoustic wee things and whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yes. yeah.
But
yeah.
aye.
We're,
Oh well, you can't dwell on it too much. This year
Yeah,
will be better, hopefully.
we're
Post lockdown.
Yeah.
What's interesting about us is we are an extremely busy band, whether this would have happened or not, because we did the music video and a lot of new singles.
It just
So
shows
much
you
in a
what you
year.
can do, what we can achieve under the worst circumstances possible. So if we can do that under these conditions, then do you know what I mean? Like when
Yeah,
things
totally.
get back to normal, it'll be good to see what we can get up to.
Right.
Absolutely.
I think that's enough ego stroking.
Yes.
Yes.
We're a good band. Listen to our
You
tunes.
fuckers better come to a gig when we're back on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came from the movie podcast.
But yeah, no, it's been a weird year because like in terms of like music and TV and like even games and things like that, the pandemic had an effect, but not like a crazy huge one. Like especially games, it didn't seem like it slowed it down much at all. Because they were able to, developers were able to finish things at home. Movies just stopped for like 6 months there.
I know.
Yeah.
It was really weird. Like the
See, and
cinemas just
like-
closed.
Yeah. And the only benefit to that I can see, like from a selfish point of view, is that like I got to see Jurassic Park in the cinemas, which was absolutely class. And I never thought I'd be able to see that movie in the cinema. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
I was the same
Yeah.
when they showed Empire as well. I was like,
Oh, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Actually, is like a bunch of my favorite experiences, movies wise, this year was that weird little period where lockdown kind of ended and they opened up the cinemas again, but there was no new movies.
Yeah, yeah.
So they just reran a bunch of old classics, especially the cinema where you work at, Sean, which I became a frequent visitor to for a while there.
I should probably explain just real quick. This year, I thought it was after the first lockdown. The Odeon Cinema that we all, well, me and Jake frequent and I work at, started showing old films like Jurassic Park was one, Matrix as well, Lost Boys, Dog Soldiers, stuff like that. Old films
Yeah.
to sort of recuperate the losses. It was massively successful. It was
Yeah, I saw in that brief couple months, I saw Jurassic Park, I saw Matrix, I saw Empire Strikes Back, I saw Batman Begins.
I saw Akira
God.
as well.
So I saw Akira, I saw Cabin in the Woods.
Really?
I saw,
Wow.
Cabin
Yeah,
was
yeah.
was the I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I did Batman Begins and Empire in the same day, actually.
So you did because I was
Yeah.
there for Empire.
yeah.
Oh,
It was a good time. Yeah, no, it was nice as like a sort of cinema's been closed for a while. I can't see new movies, but then you kind of go back to this kind of warm, fuzzy kind of look at these movies you love, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
When I was watching Jurassic Park, I was just imagining Sam Neill sitting there in his pure mansion, just like giggling in his Irish accent. Like,
money.
He lives
Money.
on a farm. He lives on a farm. That guy.
does he?
Really?
In Australia. Yeah.
Oh, so he does.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
not Irish, is he? He's New Zealand, isn't he?
I'm not really.
Or I think he's
seems-
part Irish and part. He's dead.
Yeah.
I'm looking this
Or he
up.
lived there for a while or something. I don't
Yeah.
really know. Yeah.
I think
But
he
yeah.
is part New Zealand or something.
Yes.
Pull that up, Johnny.
Yeah, he was born in Northern Ireland and he
Okay.
moved to New Zealand. So he's like,
Okay.
yeah. So he's part both.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yes.
Sam Neill, if you're listening, what a dude you are.
We love you.
We love you, Sam Neill.
Samuel.
we should make up we should eventually get merch and just have like "We love you, Sam Neill" t-shirts.
He's now the official mascot of the podcast.
Yes.
No, he's beautiful.
Cheers, Sam.
Sam, do you fancy doing another Jurassic Park movie? Can you do Event Horizon?
What's
2,
that movie
please?
where he gets lost with that wee kid in the woods?
Oh,
Jurassic
Hunter the
Park
Wilder
3.
People.
I love that's one of my favourite movies.
Jurassic Park 3.
That's so true. It's the same movie.
Yeah, that's true actually. No, Hunt for the World People would Taika Waititi movie.
That's a great. I love that film so much.
Yeah, that's a really, really good movie.
He was really good in Peaky Blinders as well, just to say.
Oh yeah, he is in that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
watched
plays
it.
an Irishman. He's amazing in it.
yeah. The Peaky Blinders is a show that I have a string of shows that I tried to watch during like college like essay stress and just didn't take them in, and like just I ended up just patching them after like 4 episodes. That included Boardwalk Empire, The Wire, and Peaky Blinders.
Oof.
The Wire in particular was a big mistake because it's already confusing as fuck as it is. But
Right. Yeah.
That's fair.
yes,
Shall we
Phone,
get
stop vibrating.
down to brass tacks and get these?
Yes.
Start our lists off.
Yeah.
Right. What,
Yeah. So, well, first thing we're going to talk about, we're not going to talk about movies. First of all, we are going to talk about a few different things. Firstly, I think we should talk about the music we listened to this year, because music did keep coming. Music didn't really slow down that much.
Yeah. I feel like it did for a little bit, like a good few months. Like when after the releases that were already meant to be out, and then like artists were just like, no, we just need to release music. Like, do you know what I mean? Like they kind of realized that they just had to. I think Foo Fighters have recently realized that. I think they were postponing their new album for ages, and then they were just like, fuck it, we need to release this.
Yeah, Dave Grohl's sort of Hanukkah celebration things he's been doing on YouTube in particular have been excellent.
Yeah, with Greg Kirsten, who's like a boss.
Hi. So yeah, we're going to talk about music because it really is the main thing we know. As much as we like to think we're experts on movies, our area very much is music.
Yes.
Who wants to go first? You want to have a little chat about some music you listened to this year?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay.
Right, so I've got. Right, so we were told to give our album of the year by Mr. Jake Rogan over here.
Jake.
How dare you?
So I have came up with 3 because I could not decide. So first of all,
That's fair.
So-
I've got 3 as well.
one of the big ones was I don't think the guys listen to him much, but Jacob Collier, he's been releasing basically 4 albums in a row that are all like connected, and like each one like signifies like a different part of the day. Like they're called Jesse Volume 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Okay.
And it's like the first one is like kind of morning, the second one's like kind of afternoon, the third one's like night, and the third one came out this year, and it's just phenomenal. Like it's mental. It's been
cool.
nominated for Grammy Album of the Year as well.
Oh wow.
And it's just awesome. It's like very R&B kind of good shit. But he
That's
doesn't
very cool.
he doesn't like conform to like any genre though. Like this one's like R&B, but the last one will have like jazz, and like it'll have Steve Vai playing a guitar solo on it, and you'll be like, what is going on? Do you know what I mean? It's just
What?
like mental stuff. The next one is El Dorado by Marcus King. And that one was
Solid.
produced by the Black Keys guitarist and songwriter Dan Auerbach,
Nice.
which is awesome. So that's his like first proper solo album. Like he's in a band called the Marcus King Band, but it's like that's like a group of musicians that always play with each other kind of thing. But yeah, that album's amazing. And the third one is it's a live album by a band called the Teskey Brothers. And
yeah, you
it's
showed me that
live
before,
at the
right?
Forum, and that's just like insane. They recorded it like old school with like a pure massive tape machine off to the side of the stage, and like the guy
Nice.
had to mix it live and all that. It's like insane.
Wow.
So no, it's awesome. So that's my 3 of the year.
That's pretty.
Do you have a number one pick out of those?
Number 1, probably just because of the like. I like them all for different things. Like the live at the Forum's great because it's just like totally live and minimalist. And then like the Jacob Collier one is just the complete opposite of that. But I would probably go for Jacob Collier. That's probably inspired me
Nice.
the most.
Nice.
Aye.
I
choice.
have not listened to any of them.
Aye. Well, there you go. There's your top 3. Have at them.
That's pretty good.
Sean, well, what about you? What have you listened to this year?
So I kind of listened to a mixture of older music, and I only listened to like two new albums this year, like 2 albums
Right.
that came out that year, even or 2020 or whatever you want to call it. I'll start off with the two. I've got 4. I'm gonna start with 2 that I kind of discovered this year, and then 2 that came out this year. Or I keep saying this year. So the first one is Wolfpack's album called Hill Climber, which I for the first time sat and listened to the whole way through it. It's just a brilliant selection of tunes. Any highlights off of that would be Darwin Derby, which is actually my number 1 played song on Spotify right now.
Nice.
Gotta get that worm.
Right. The next one is one that Jake showed me, which is Jamiroquai, which I have listened to non-stop for the last like 6 months, maybe.
I converted you to the Jamiroquai. Yeah.
And the album was Traveling Without Moving, which has a couple of my favourite songs on it, but it's not got my favourite song on it, which is Canned Heat, and I love that song so much.
Nice.
Okay, the 2 albums that came out this year. The first one is Inter Shikari's album called Nothing Is True and Everything Is Possible, which I kind of skipped the last couple of albums that they did because I wasn't feeling it, and I came back to it thinking, oh, it'll just be the same thing, but I'll give it a shot anyway. And it's absolutely my favourite album that they've ever done.
Nice.
It's so different, and it recently got nominated.
You've got a tattoo, don't you, of them?
I do. I have the Shikari triangle on my right arm.
Wait.
Nice. I'm saying one nice like I don't know that.
They're a brilliant band. They released 2 live albums as well, if I remember rightly. It's Live at Alexandra Parade, which are brilliant to watch as well. The other album, which might actually be my pick for the year, is Ninja Six Party's album, The Prophecy.
Not bad.
Nice.
That album is fucking incredible.
I was not expecting you to say that.
Do you like my wee curveball? See, I didn't actually know it. I didn't actually realize it came out until someone went, "Oh yeah, I really like that song that you've not heard before." I was like, "What? What song?" And then I listened to it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing." The song was "Welcome to My Parents' House." It's so funky. You guys will love it. I promise.
Okay.
I've actually not listened to it. As big a fan of Danny Sixbang as I am, I have not listened to it yet.
It's such a good album. It's better than Cool Patrol, which was their last album.
I just want to quickly fact check something you said. The Shikari live album, live at Alexandra where?
Alexandra Parade, is that not what it was called? Or am I thinking of something else?
Alexandra Parade is a location, like a train station in Glasgow.
What is it called again? Hang on.
Alexandra Park, maybe?
Let me check. Alexandra Palace. That's why I got
Alexandra
confused.
Palace, okay.
My bad. It's Alexandra Palace. I'm just... Parade. I thought, I was like, that doesn't sound right in my head. And then I completely...
Yeah, cool.
Alexandra Palace.
Just
live
played in
London.
Glasgow, like.
Yeah, like I was just sitting here like, that can't be right.
I mean, they've recorded in Glasgow. I think.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
What about you, Jacob?
Listen,
Yes, what about you?
So, Sean, how dare you not listen to much new music this year? I am appalled. I definitely did not do the exact same thing.
For God's sake, guys.
I know. No, I very much sort of fell back into like just comfort foods music and like
Same, yeah.
to
I know
cope,
what you
to
mean.
cope with everything. Yeah, so I listened to a lot of stuff that I already was a big fan of. I kind of rediscovered Nirvana this year, which I was a huge fan of in high school, and I've always been a big fan, but I kind of rediscovered like they were really good.
Yeah.
Fair.
But I also I discovered a few older bands properly that I hadn't really listened to properly before. For example, a punk band called Ceremony, who I now absolutely love. Their album Roanoke Park is incredible. Hadn't heard them at all before this year and discovered them, and that album came out in like 2010, and it's awesome. Started listening to Sepultura, the Brazilian metal band. Who are awesome.
Hold on, what?
They are great. Roots, bloody roots. Anyway, another punk band, Turnstile, really good. There's 2 bands that I probably should have listened to more before now, and I somehow hadn't. First of all, System of a Down, who I've always been a fan of. I've always liked
boy.
a lot of their songs, but then I listened to Toxicity properly this year, and fuck me, that's a good album. It's so good.
That's my boy.
And it's now become one of my favorite albums. Similarly, I somehow had never listened to Black Parade by My Chemical Romance.
I forgot, that's so weird.
I know. I was like the perfect age for that album when it came out, and like, I just missed it. And I kind of sat down to discover it and just like, oh no, the emos are right. This is really good.
I'll never forget when I first listened to My Chemical Romance, listen to Black Parade, listen to Danger Days. Oh, it's a really good band. Next day they broke up. Genuinely, I'll never forget that.
I did hear like more. I heard more Danger Days when that came out.
I love Danger Days.
I knew Teenagers and Black Parade from the Black Parade album. But I never listened to it properly and kind of realized how like big and ambitious the album is.
It's mental.
It's so good.
Yes, moving on to some music that did come out this year though. There's a bunch of really great soundtracks this year. I want to highlight first of all.
Well, I've got a wee honourable mention here as well. That's a soundtrack.
Okay, that's fine. the soundtracks for Tenet, which I'm sure we'll talk about later on, is by
honourable mention. I knew you were going to say that.
I'll tell you what. I'll let you kind of.
No.
Okay.
I don't
mind. Ludwig Göransson kind of taking over Hans Zimmer's usual spot in a Christopher Nolan movie.
Totally.
And, doing very much in the style of Hans Zimmer, but like adding his own flavour to it, and that soundtrack.
It kicked you
punches. It does.
It kicked you in the teeth, man. It was like, I'll never forget that opening scene, like when they're all tuning up and all that, and then it's just hits you. Yeah. So good.
It's an amazing soundtrack. Two game soundtracks that stood out to me this year. The Last of Us Part 2. Oh, there is some incredible stuff in that. I've completely forgotten the composer's name. It's the same composer as the first game, where he used like all acoustic guitars and it was all kind of folk stuff, and it was very, very kind of dark and gloomy. And then this time he worked with an electronic producer, and they kind of brought in did the same stuff, but also brought in kind of weird dance elements, and it was really cool. Also, the soundtrack for Cyberpunk 2077. However you feel about that game, the soundtrack is amazing.
That comes later.
Gustavo Santaolalla.
That's the guy. Yeah. He's incredible. That soundtrack it's heartbreaking, but it is amazing.
Just on a quick note, I thought you were going to say Doom Eternal as your other choice for soundtracks.
Doom Eternal would be. Honestly, I haven't listened to the Doom Eternal soundtrack that much compared to the first one, but
banging. This will all come later. I'll stop talking about it now, but that will come later.
Yeah, no, Mick Gordon is a god.
Big Gordon.
But that's in there as well. My two big actual kind of like albums I listened to this year, like new music, was first of all probably my sort of number 2 is Gorillaz, their new album Song Machine.
Oh, I haven't heard that yet.
Yeah. Song Machine Season 1, which is a really weird project they're doing at the moment, where instead of releasing full albums, they're kind of releasing like one single a month. We're working with a different person every time, so not kind of trying to create an album. Because that is very, like, their last couple of albums have been kind of criticized for, like, becoming too kind of bloated with features and kind of trying to do too much of, like, a concept. And, like, that kind of brought the albums down. So I think the idea was he wanted to kind of make an album without trying to make an album, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, that's what he did. And it's got features from Robert Smith from The Cure. It's got Beck on there. It's got Elton John on there. And it's easily the best album they've done since... maybe Demon Days, like going that far back. It's really, really good. And then my album of the year definitely is the new Idols album, Ultra Mono it's called, which it's not an album you can really kind of talk about in that much depth, because it is just straightforward, great modern punk music, and it is very angry, very witty, and I love it so much. It's the most energetic thing I've listened to in a very long time.
Yeah, nice.
That's pretty cool.
I have tickets to see them live. I hope it goes ahead, because that would be good.
When is that set to be for?
I think it was it was March or May, one of the M's. I can't remember.
Right, okay, one of the M's.
I think it might have been May.
A quick honourable mention there that you've just reminded me. Talking about punk music, Fever 333's EP Wrong Generation is another pick. I completely forgot that was there.
Not listened to that yet, actually. Yeah.
It's really good.
I'm a fan. Yeah.
Also, to lead on from that, I have a question, interesting question. since 2020 was the year that nobody could go to see gigs, was there any gig lined up for that year that you wanted to see but never got to see?
Well, my big one was I was going to go to Reading and Leeds Festival this year, and where Idols were going to be playing, but more importantly, Rage Against the fucking Machine were going to be.
I know.
That's right,
I probably would have tried to go to that as well.
Yeah,
I would have went for that.
That is an absolute bucket list band for me.
Yeah, totally.
Like
Same.
that.
To see, I just want to see Morello like with his fist up in the air, like yes, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Give me some of that.
But yeah, any other honorable mentions you guys want to mention, or just
just with my question there, I was meant to see A Day to Remember on my birthday,
Yeah. No,
oh yeah, sorry,
and I was really sad.
that's sad.
Any other honorable mentions? I think I'm all right. Actually, I think that's
No.
I'll say one more thing. I'll say, I know that Jake won't agree with this, but AC/DC released a new album, right? And I take my hats off to them, right, for being a band since 1970, right, and still releasing albums that kick ass. It is good shit.
Yep. I was going to get to that. AC/DC released their album again.
again.
Their same album. Honestly, right?
It's the same beat, and I love it.
Through the Mists of Time is the most different AC/DC song in a good long while, right?
I mean, it's a low bar, Alex.
I know.
Let's be honest.
It's a genuine tune. It's a good song. I like that song. Through the Mists of Time.
Yeah, okay. I was going to mention a couple of kind of the bigger albums that came out this year, just kind of round them off. I've not listened to, I think, any of these.
Okay.
I feel quite ashamed as a music fan, but there was a new Tame Impala album early in the year, The Slow Rush.
Yeah. I listened to that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I've not. I kind of stopped being a Tame Impala fan after Lonerism. Currents didn't do much for me, if I'm honest. But,
His music kind of turned into like shopping centre music a wee bit.
yes,
Like you know, you walk into River Island and it's just like that kind of like beat going on. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, totally. I appreciate what that guy's doing, but it's just, I don't know, it doesn't work for me in the same way anymore. Lonerism and their first album, which I've completely forgotten the name of, are great.
I think he's a great producer though. He knows his drum sounds.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
he knows his
absolutely,
drum
yeah.
sounds.
What else? New Bruce Springsteen album, Letters to You.
I
still
really
going?
want to listen to that bad boy. No, you're all right.
Alex, did you remember the time we were meant to go and see Bruce Springsteen?
Me and Sean, right, we're meant to go see Bruce Springsteen, right? Last minute, right? We go to drive down there, the car breaks down, and instead we end up going to a chippy and going back home. How sad is that? I mean, and none of us were that disappointed either. We were like, oh well,
Oh well,
this chippy's pretty good anyway.
We've definitely just pissed off a bunch of Springsteen fans, but never mind.
Dude, when I was younger, I liked Bruce Springsteen purely for the fact that he played the Telecaster, and I loved tellies. But like, I never really liked his music that much. But
Wow. I like that you're so easily pleased.
yeah, hey, I like that guitar.
this is an absolute like gold mine, just in the middle of this podcast. Just think about this for a second. We're going to piss off so many Bruce Springsteen fans, and no one else is going to realize it even exists. That's brilliant.
Yeah, exactly. What else? Power Up by AC/DC. Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney released an album this year.
Interesting album. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually not heard it. Yeah.
Yeah, he sings. It seems to me like he's singing a lot better on it, and like the Egypt Station or whatever, the last album that he did was very like auto-tuney and kind of weird. Do you know what I mean? Like it was actually Greg Kurstin that produced that as well, the Foo Fighters like producer that's been doing the last few.
Okay.
So he did that. So, but yeah, this one is very more back to kind of basics and like it's more natural sounding and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, no, I should definitely check that out.
The best thing on it is the last song, which is actually a song that he recorded in the 90s with the original Beatles producer.
Oh, okay, cool.
What's it called?
Is it your favorite because it's the last song on the album?
Yeah, Winter Bird. But it's like young Paul McCartney singing, so he sings great, but it's an unrunreleased song.
Oh, cool.
So
okay, cool. That's
it's
pretty
George Martin produced it and everything. So no, it's really good.
Nice. What else came out this year? I completely dropped off of social media this year, so I missed a lot of this. But Lady Gaga released a new album called Chromatica.
Yay.
Oh
Yeah.
God, my Adobe Flash Player is trying to install something. Leave me alone. Go away, Adobe Flash Install Manager.
Adobe is coming for you.
Actually, in the same vein of pop artists releasing albums, Miley Cyrus's new stuff is actually pretty good.
It's interesting at the very
So
least.
the
yeah,
thing
like-
is, right, with her stuff, and it's like really interesting for me because I was a fan of this band called California Breed, right? And this was a band that I saw when I went to see Slash play at the Hydro, and they opened up for them, and it was Glenn Hughes on bass. It was meant to be Jason Bonham, but it was what's the dude from Queens of Stone Age on drums?
John Theodore?
Another
Oh,
guy.
I know. Sorry, Joey Castillo.
Joey Castillo on drums
Yeah.
for that show, and a dude called Andrew Watt on guitar, which is like at the time he was just a young kind of guitar player, like early 20s,
cool.
long hair and all that. But now he is basically evolved into this big time top 10 Billboard producer. He produces all the pop music, and he did Ozzy's last album and everything. He does all the Justin Bieber stuff, all the Miley stuff. It's like everything sounds the same because he's produced it. It's like really weird, but he's like a guitarist. So it's cool
Okay,
that he's trying to bring that kind of guitar flavor back into pop music. So you can see how when Miley's got that kind of rocky edge, that's because of him. Do you know what I mean?
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Because
actually.
he's a brilliant, he's like insane guitarist. Like he's so good.
Nice.
So I appreciate that.
That's
Nice.
pretty cool.
Yeah, just a couple of things. Run the Jewels. I don't know them that well, but they released a new album. Bob Dylan released a new album this year. Like that dude is still going.
Still going.
he's still alive.
Ah,
I know.
my Bob Dylan impression. He kind of sounds like the guy
Yeah.
from Galaxy Quest, to be honest.
Please, Commander. Yes. Yeah. So there's some good stuff. We just do good music
stuff.
this year.
Good
That's a
stuff.
good
music.
selection.
I'm still waiting on my Paolo Nutini album. Come on, Paolo, we're speaking to you. Give
Hurry
us
up.
a new album.
Yeah.
So good.
Yep. We definitely are. Yep. Alec is definitely not the one of the three people that still listens to Paolo Nutini.
Hey, mate, the last album he did was gorgeous. It's so good.
Okay. Okay, let's move on from albums. Let's talk about some TV this year.
Yes,
'Cause,
TV.
it was actually a pretty good year for TV. There's some pretty great stuff.
Pretty good year. I've only got 2 listed that I can remember, but I mean,
Wow,
I'm sure there's loads, but these are the 2 that stood out for me as being my favorite of the year.
Okay.
And I've got some honorable mentions that didn't come out this year. So
Okay.
first of all, The Mandalorian season 2.
course.
Number
course.
1 for me. It's so good. Sean is head in his hands, and I don't know why, but you need to watch this. You need to watch it.
Call yourself a Star Wars fan.
I am a Star Wars fan.
No, you're not. It is the best Star Wars in ages, and I love it. Again,
It is awesome.
composed by Ludwig Göransson, who we were talking about earlier.
I do love me some
Indeed.
Ludwig.
And Haunting of Bly Manor I've got as one of my other. That's my top 2.
Interesting. Okay, I actually have that in a kind of slightly disappointing section, if I'm honest.
Really?
But,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed it. I enjoyed
Yeah,
the
no,
twists and turns.
I really liked it, but especially compared to Hill House, I just found it didn't do as much for me. There was a couple of really great episodes, but it just wasn't as interesting overall.
Yeah, I rewatched Hill House after watching Bly Manor, and oh my god, is it good, man? You could just I could
Hill
watch
House is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
one of the best
was-
series of all time.
Yeah, that was probably my show of the year when that came out, which I don't remember what year that was now, but like,
Yeah, that's one of those things where I think that's one of the first times that I've been properly terrified by like a character in a show, like like the bent neck lady when she sees her
Oh, yeah.
in the car. When she's driving, and it just comes down from under. It's like, oh my god! I just got
Yeah,
shivers there just thinking about it. But
It's
and
brutal.
the way they build on that is amazing. I've got some honourable mentions. So some shows that got me through the first part of lockdown was Taken, which was the TV show that Steven Spielberg did, like back in the early 2000s.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant the Taken TV show as in the Liam Neeson franchise.
No. So this is like a kind of mini series that he did about like a sci-fi mini series that was like exploring like abductees and stuff. It wasn't true or anything like that, but it was like a story that took you through like something like 3 generations of characters. So the first season you'd see them like quite young, and then it would time skip, and do you know what I mean? It was really interesting. Yeah. And it had like loads of ties in with like the US military and all that. Like it's really cool. Okay. Very Spielbergy. Ooh. And X-Files, which I started, which
yeah, of course,
was really good. And I'm still kind of watching it. I've seen the first few seasons. Clone Wars, obviously, been talking about that before, and the US Office, which I discovered at the start of lockdown, which is amazing. So that's my honourable mentions.
Not bad.
Excellent. Sean, did you watch any TV this year?
Very little. I watched I watched a couple of new things actually, so I have something to talk about at least. The first one that I kind of watched a little bit of, and I was actually kind of disappointed by it, and this might be a controversial opinion actually. Have you guys heard of Good Omens? David Tennant series.
I have seen the first 5 minutes of the first episode, and then I kind of switched off.
And I'll be honest with you, I watched the first couple episodes and I was kind of disappointed by it. I was bored.
Yeah. See, I'm quite like good for kind of knowing when something's bad. Like for me, if I don't like it anyway, like if I don't like something, I know if I like or don't like something within the first like 2 minutes. Do you know what I mean? Like I can just tell. And I was just watching this, and I was just like, nah, mate, sorry. this just looks shit.
I should also iterate that I am not a TV person.
You are not.
Don't watch TV. But I have watched a couple of series. I did watch a fair amount of Peaky Blinders actually, because I actually quite like the series. A new thing that came out this year actually that I can talk about. I actually have something to talk about. Have you guys heard of a TV show called Reality Z? It was on Netflix for a while.
No.
So it's a Brazilian horror series based on the UK version of Dead Set. I don't know if you've heard of Dead Set.
Oh yeah, I remember Dead Set. Yeah, I never watched it, but yeah.
Just to
is
explain,
this is that a zombie thing?
Yes, it's just to explain. Dead Set is it's such a weird concept to try and explain Big Brother to someone who doesn't know what it is. They take loads of like washed up celebrities, stick them in a house, and watch them for several weeks. Yeah. But in this version, the zombie apocalypse happens while the celebrities are in the house, and they don't know what's happened. And Reality Z is like the Brazilian remake. If you want to watch it, watch Reality Z instead of Dead Set. Dead Set gets really terrible towards the end, but Reality Z
is actually good. Is it actually good or is it shit?
It's really good. I love zombie things. I think it might be like at least in my top 3 zombie related media. The only other thing I could talk about that I'm interested in is Lovecraft Country. Lovecraft Country.
See, I don't know if I can trust you in saying anything's good because you thought Mortal Engines was good.
It's my thing. It's my style of thing.
It's like I feel like you care more about like the style and like the aesthetic of a TV show rather than like the writing. That's what worries me.
Mortal Engines was a movie.
Whatever of a video content thing.
No, but like
visual media.
Yes.
But honestly, it's like genuinely, I think Reality Z is really good. I thought it was very well made. It is in Brazilian, so you do have to watch it with subtitles.
Oh fuck that! I'm not going to watch that.
It's good though. Honestly, I swear to God, it's good.
No, I'm kidding, man. Yeah.
And Lovecraft
just like
Country,
this TV show is brilliant. By the way, it's so good. By the way, it's in Brazilian. Okay.
It's good. I promise.
That's fair.
I liked it.
Cool.
Yeah. One last thing.
Yes.
Lovecraft Country. I saw it advertised, and it's something that completely passed me by, and I really want to watch it.
I was going to talk about Lovecraft Country briefly I actually I wasn't joking. I have a section on slight disappointments of the year on
Okay.
TV because there was a couple of things I was really looking forward to that just kind of
Yeah.
didn't quite meet what I wanted. Bly Manor was one of them. I've already talked about that a little bit.
See,
I
you,
still
you liked that though when it came out because I mind you
I
saw
was-
it and you were buzzing about it. So it
I
must
was-
be the afterthought of it.
it was, to be honest. Yeah, like I loved the first half of it. And I think there is episodes of it that reach the heights of Hill House, but I just overall, as a complete story, it just left me a little cold compared to the Hill House.
I think. Do you think it's because you're comparing it to Hill House though? Like, see if you think of it as its own thing because it is a very different style. I think
No, totally, yeah. Like,
because it's not as much scary as maybe a wee bit ominous and a bit.
Sure, yeah. Like the comparison is unavoidable, but no, just in general, like it didn't grab me in the same way.
Yeah. I remember watching that, and then I remember I was walking about like a shopping centre, and I walked past like two people, and they were just chatting about it, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it's not as scary as the other one." And I just knew what they were talking about because everyone was watching it at the time. It was so funny.
Blasphemy.
Lovecraft Country, I do have in my slight disappointment section. If I'm honest, it was a pretty great first episode.
What is this? I don't know what this is.
It's an HBO thing, and it's a really weird concept. It's a sort of sci-fi horror thing set in a version of the real world where H.P. Lovecraft's books also happened. If that makes sense, like we're in H.P. Lovecraft's world, but in the 50s rather than in the 1800s, like Lovecraft is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And it's using that to talk about like racism in the 50s, and like there's a lot of interesting ideas going on. So it's a sort of drama about, you know, racism in the 50s, but with Lovecraftian hell beasts and
Right. Yeah.
That sounds cool.
What
and-
happened to Jordan Peele's series? I heard that
his
I'll quickly look up what you're talking
his Twilight Zone show.
yeah,
or
his
something else?
Twilight Zone, yeah, because I was quite looking forward to that, but apparently,
Yeah, I think it came out 2019ish and
Oh, there it is.
didn't
Yeah.
do that well, unfortunately.
didn't do that well. Oh, that's a shame.
No. But yeah, no. I Lovecraft Country was pretty good first episode, and then I don't know, it was just kind of a mess. Like I know
just fell
a
off the
lot of
planet.
people really liked it, but it something about it just did not work for me.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard for TV shows to keep it after that first episode.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
totally.
Like if
Yeah.
it's got a really good pilot and then it's just after that, it just gets a bit rubbish.
Yeah. I'll talk about one more slight disappointment because I don't want to be too negative for too long. But BBC's Dracula. What the fuck happened with that?
I didn't watch it.
I didn't even know.
I can't actually remember if it came out. It might have been like early January, or it might have been just before New Year last year.
It was
But
early January. Yeah.
yeah, okay. It just, I don't know. Like I know a lot of people really like the first episode, and I like parts of the first episode, but it just had that BBC thing of being a bit smug and like very kind of aware of its own cleverness. And then I didn't watch past the first episode because it just really put me off. And then apparently it just got really terrible by the third episode.
Right? Yeah.
It's got Stephen Moffat
yeah.
as a writer. Come on, how is it? Oh,
I do not like Stephen Moffat at all, if I'm honest. Like he really bugs me as a writer.
I think he's got good ideas. I don't think he's a fucking stellar
Yeah.
writer, but I think he's got good ideas.
Absolutely. Yeah,
One,
yeah.
I'll actually weigh in with something like a TV show that I thought was good. That's kind of the season 2 came out this year. Was His Dark Materials.
Oh yeah, I've not watched that.
God,
BBC,
I'm in
it's
two
very,
minds
very
about
good.
it. Is it good?
Nice.
Very
Because
good.
I was in two minds.
Way
whether I
better
wanted
than
to
the Golden
watch it or not.
Compass.
Everything's better than the Golden Compass.
To be fair, I did like that movie when I was younger, but like
I refuse
you
to
can
watch
tell
it
that
as an
this
adult.
is yeah, you can tell that this is definitely better than like it's more faithful to the books.
Sure.
Like you can just tell. Yeah,
Fair
Yeah,
play.
cool.
I
And
refuse to watch it as an adult because I've got that nostalgia factor of I loved it as a kid and I'm not going to watch it again.
yeah, totally.
Because everyone says it's bad.
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely give that a go because it's very good.
I will watch
Yeah,
it.
no, I've heard good things. Right, I'm gonna get to my actual things
Yes.
I liked because this is going
go
long
for it.
longer than I planned.
Go for it.
Speed
What did I like this year? I was the person that really enjoyed Hunters on Amazon Prime.
Hunters?
I loved that show.
See-
and I know, yes,
Yeah, that is one of those ones where I thought it had a great first few episodes. Definitely the first episode, and it just gave you that shock factor. Do you know what I mean? And then from then, it just didn't feel like it went anywhere. For me.
Yeah, no, you're not the only person to say that. I've heard that quite a lot, and I don't get it. I thought it stayed consistently great throughout. I loved that show so much. I just had such a blast with it. Al Pacino just chewing the scenery, like absolutely loving life, and with that incredibly thick accent. And
I do like me a bit of Al Pacino.
Yeah, it's essentially Wolfenstein the TV show. If you don't know what it is, it's not well no, actually no, Man in High Castle is essentially Wolfenstein the TV show, but it's got bits of that in it. It's very Tarantino.
You piqued my interest.
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it. It's on Amazon Prime. Check it out.
Yes.
And agree with me because I'm right.
One of the few good Amazon Prime shows.
Ooh.
Two great Star Wars TV things happened this year. First of all, obviously The Mandalorian is the one that everyone's talking about, and it deserves it. It really was amazing. Season 1 and 2 both actually came out in the UK this year. But season 2 I think will actually surpass season 1. I think it was better. Loved it. But the other thing was the finale of Clone Wars, which I won't get into in detail because Alec is working his way through the show right now.
Yeah.
But oh my god, it was amazing. the final 4 episodes in particular, if they were just released as a movie, it would genuinely be on a par with Empire Strikes Back for me.
Nice.
It was incredible.
Ooh.
I'm excited. I'm getting there. I'm like almost there. I'm really
He's
getting
gonna
there.
blitz the rest of it. in one shot.
Started season 6, so another wee show that I watched recently that was 2020 that I really enjoyed was, like, I watched it during the kind of Halloween period when kind of Halloweeny things were kind of popping out, and that was Truth Seekers, which is
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I
Nick
heard
Frost
about
and
that.
Simon Pegg. It's another Amazon Prime one, but it's actually very, very good. You kind of go into it and thinking, oh, it's just like a wee daft thing, but it's got the wee spooks, like the fun kind of Ghostbustery kind of things.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's kind of got that kind of fun vibe, but it is really good. And it kind of ends on a kind of wee cliffhanger as well, so there'll be definitely another season, like probably
Nice.
next Halloween or whatever.
2 more shows I want to mention. Gangs of London on Sky, by Gareth Evans, who is the director of the Raid movies and Apostle. I am a huge Gareth Evans fan, and the Raid movies are incredible. We're going to do both Raid movies on this podcast at some point, by the
Nice.
way.
Yeah.
So subscribe for that, because that's going to be a blast. Because Alec has not seen them. Sean, have you seen Raid 2?
Yeah.
You've just seen them,
I've seen
Have you?
both.
Okay, great, go on.
I love
Okay, fine, just
I
checking.
love the Raid movies.
Cool. Okay, just checking. Gangs of London was his first TV show, and it is everything you'd want a Gareth Evans TV show to be. It is, without a doubt, the most violent thing I've ever seen on TV. It's possibly the most violent thing I've seen in anything, to be honest. It's really unpleasant to watch in places, but if you can stomach that, it is so good and just over the top and cartoony in the best way, and I loved it.
Hell yeah.
And then that Gangs of London was close to being my show of the year at one point, to be honest.
Nice.
But my show of the year is Better Call Saul. Season 5 of Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
I didn't even finish the last season, but see at the start. No, I know. But see at the start of lockdown, right? I watched all of it, and then season 5 started to come out, and then I rewatched all of it with my dad.
Oh, okay.
And then I kind of got to a point, and then I think because I watched it and then I rewatched it all again, I just had like Better Call Saul. I was just like done. I was just like, right,
Yeah.
I'm just sick of it. So I will go back, and I'll probably just rewatch the last season.
I thought you were going to start again.
I just everything
start
again. And get sick of it again, just at the exact same point. No, but just because I rewatched it like twice, like in a really short space of time, I just got like sick of the whole thing, and I just needed a break. So I'll go back to it soon. But I 100% agree, though, it's phenomenal TV. Like,
it honestly, I think it's the best thing on TV right now. It's so good.
Yeah.
This is the season where I think you can kind of say with confidence it is easily as good as Breaking Bad.
Oh,
if not
100%.
better.
100%.
It might actually be better.
It's so good.
seems like
so
blasphemy
good.
to say.
I know.
But yeah,
He
no,
said what?
He's such a good character though. Like,
he's so good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
3 of the best episodes of the entire show are in this season. I'm going to be bereft when that show ends, which is, I think, only 2 more seasons away. Like they've said, it's going to end
Right.
the 7th season. I'm pretty sure. But yes, that is
It's already got more seasons than Breaking Bad, eh?
It's on. This was season 5, and Breaking Bad had technically 5 seasons. They split the final season in half, but yeah, it's Breaking Bad had 5 seasons, so it's going to have more than Breaking Bad. But yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
but yeah, that is my show of the year. It's so good. Yes.
While we're on the Breaking Bad subject, why don't we talk about the movie that came out?
That is a good point. Actually, I totally forgot about that in my ranking of the year.
Same.
A movie came out of it?
El Camino.
Yeah. Sean,
I heard
you've
about
not
it.
watched Breaking Bad, have you?
No, I've not.
Oh, you should definitely watch Breaking Bad.
Now, this is.
That's
on
I
your
mean,
list.
it technically doesn't make it into 2020, but it's late 2019. So,
Oh, okay.
so that's
fair enough.
why. But what
That's
did you
why I
think
put
of
this
it
out.
anyway?
I loved El Camino. I really, really enjoyed it. I agree with the criticism that like this doesn't need to exist. Like, fine, fair enough. But as a nice little epilogue, kind of final, just sort of thing, it was so good. And there's the scene with him in, like, he's broken into that house, and those 2 guys come in, and then he kind of comes out
Yep.
of the darkness with the gun. Oh my god, it was
Totally.
so good.
I thought it was brilliant. Loved every minute of it. The one scene that I just wish wasn't there. Just one scene almost ruins the whole thing for
I know
me.
I know exactly what you're
And
going to
it's
say.
it's the diner scene where they've got Walter White there, and they've obviously, he hasn't been asked to shave his head, and he's got a fucking bald cap on, and it's just, you can just see where the bald cap starts. And it's just his head, the top of the head just looks slightly too large, and it's just like, oh no, no! Why didn't you just shave your head? Like, he
God.
obviously had commitments for another movie or show or something, so couldn't shave it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But
Yeah.
that whole bit just did not need to exist for me.
No, that was the one time it felt like, okay, you're doing the fan service thing.
That
now,
was
which is-
ultimate fan service right there. Just didn't
Yeah.
need to happen.
No, definitely not. Okay, let's move on because this is going on for 4 days.
I know.
So, brief discussion, mostly between me and Sean, about the games of the year.
Here
Sean,
we go.
take it away.
I am ready to piss off so many people.
Can I just interject with one thing, right? My only
Well,
game
okay.
of the year I've wrote down here is Surviving 2020. And I have done that. I have achieved that. So that's my one game of the year.
I've won.
I don't play games, but I've unlocked that one thing and made it through 2020.
Right,
Okay.
Sean, hit me with your controversial opinions. Go.
Right, I'm going to
Okay.
go make a cup of tea.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit.
You're actually going.
He's actually leaving.
All right, so I'm going to start off nice and positive. This has been a great year for games. Doom Eternal
Yeah, it has.
was brilliant. Ghosts of Tsushima, I can't fucking pronounce that word, was great as well. Watch Dogs Legion was phenomenal. I was not expecting it to be phenomenal, and it was.
Nice.
The Resident Evil 3 remake, which was pretty good. Not as good as the remake of 2, but I loved it. You may have also noticed that I'm trying to stall for time here. Star Wars Squadrons was good fun. I played a little bit of it. I haven't finished it yet.
Nice. Yeah.
Doom Eternal, purely for the soundtrack, is... Oh, what a soundtrack. Matt Gordon.
Yes.
If you take anything away from this podcast, listen to BFG 10,000. Oh my god, what a tune. So I'm trying to stall for time here. So actually, let's hear your list of games for the year first before I reveal my top one.
Okay, sure. You know, like you know me, like I am a gamer.
Yeah.
However, I only really fully play a handful of games a year. Like I'm not someone that plays constantly.
Yeah.
But I get really invested in like a handful of games. I did play a lot of Doom, but not the ones you would think. I played.
That's right, yeah, because you bought the old ones in the sale, didn't you?
I did. I on my Switch, I've been playing through. I beat the original Doom.
Yes.
And I'm now working my way through Doom 2, which is much longer than I thought it was going to be. But it It is great fun. I'm planning to kind of work through all of those games gradually, and I'm just having a blast with it. I wanted to quick mention to Dreams, the PlayStation game that were made by same team as Little Big Planet, which is another, you can make a game, but much more like you can actually like make wherever you want this time, and it's pretty incredible. I know it's been a whole lot of time in that, but I think it's worth mentioning just as a achievement as a thing.
Yeah.
Yes, Star Wars Squadrons, of course. I have to mention Star Wars Squadrons because it was amazing.
It was. I enjoyed what I've played of it so far.
Yeah, especially in VR.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is what you're working up to. I am loving Cyberpunk 2077. Now, I will admit, I am playing it on a PS5.
Here we go.
I have a bit of an advantage over that. That's all I'll say on that just now because I'll let you do it. But just to quickly mention my game of the year is The Last of Us Part 2.
That is a good choice.
Which, another slightly controversial one in some ways. I know there are some people that really did not like that game for both justified and unjustified reasons. So
that's I can understand why. It's the only reason it's not on my list is because I kind of neglected it. I liked the first one. I just haven't played the second one.
Yeah, I think you'll really like it.
Okay.
Without getting into spoilers, of course, because I know a lot of people still haven't played it. That game absolutely blew me away. I was just shell shocked for like genuinely like 2 days afterwards. I just felt kind of numb.
I remember that because you were very unresponsive, and we're like, that's a bit weird.
I was just literally just like in a funk for like 3 days afterwards. Like not over like being like depressed over like being bad or anything like that, just out of like just an emotional journey it was. So yeah, that is my game of the year. Do you want to talk about Cyberpunk now?
So my game of the year is Cyberpunk. And I'm going to explain why I understand people don't like it, and then I'm going to tell people the console I play it on and how much it's going to annoy everyone who likes Cyberpunk or hated Cyberpunk. So first things first, I play it on a PS4. I have had barely any glitches, which is very surprising. The only thing that happens is every like hour or so it just crashes. It just hard crashes. I'm like, all right, cool. Just restart.
I am
the game.
getting that same thing. I will say I am getting that same thing. It's about 2 or 3 hours for me, but yeah.
That's the biggest one I've got. The other ones are a couple of like visual glitches, but like that's nothing. Like they last for like seconds. I'm like, all right, cool. Okay, what else was I going to say? The soundtrack is amazing. The story is amazing. The characters are so good. Like they might have some of my favorite characters in gaming. I noticed that I don't think you've met her. Oh no, you have. You would have met her because I know exactly where you are. Have you met Judy yet? I think.
Oh yeah, no, I met Judy. Yeah.
She's my favorite character. She's so good. She's so pure-hearted. I'm like, oh.
I like Judy a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly think it's going to be a controversial opinion. But the way, hang on, what was I going to say? My brain is just running at 1,000 miles an hour right now.
That's fine. Do your time.
I highly suggest playing it now, compared to a couple of months ago when it came out and everybody hated it because it was really badly glitchy. But if I remember rightly, the same thing happened with a lot of very big games like Grand Theft Auto 5. The multiplayer didn't work.
Oh, just a quick point on Grand Theft Auto 5. That game glitched so badly I couldn't finish it.
Really?
Like I got an hour from the end of that game and it just crashed to the point of like I'm now stuck in a loop. I can't get out of this, and like,
oh no,
it ruined the game.
But yeah. A lot
Sup, freak bitches?
He's back. We're almost at the end, don't worry.
Yeah.
Keep on, John.
So my point being is a lot of big games always start off really, really glitchy. Like some games of the year started off like that. Witcher 3 was exactly the same. I remember that.
Yeah.
So give it a couple of months.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Give Cyberpunk a couple of months and it will be an absolute masterpiece. I must have struck really lucky with my dinosaur of a PlayStation 4. But honestly, give it a few months or even now. Now is actually a really good time to play it, and you need to play it.
Yeah, I will agree with that. It's already much better than it was. Like I was playing it yesterday and I had one crash, admittedly, which is not great. So I did have one crash, but other than that, very minor visual things. Like it's a lot better than it was.
It's also gorgeous. Even on,
It is an incredible looking game. That is true.
even on older consoles, it is still gorgeous, and I'm so happy that I got the chance to play it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's that. That's all I have to say. Play Cyberpunk. Fuck the haters.
Excellent.
You know, my
Yes.
favourite games, you know, Monopoly, Scrabble,
Oh my god.
you know, you're just your usual, do you know what I mean? Doodle jump. What can I else can I say? Flappy Bird's a good one, do you know what I mean? That's my top recommendations for you.
Minecraft.
Yeah, but,
You played a bit of COD in your time. I will give you that. You're not terrible at COD.
I prestiged about 5 times when I got to like second year of high school. Like first and second year of high school was the Xbox years for me, and then that was it. That was it. I was just done.
Which COD was it?
It was so it
I'm
was
gonna
like MW2 and the third one and Black Ops. Those 3.
Fair.
Okay, Black Ops. Fair enough. Black Ops is good. You haven't even played the best one, which is Modern Warfare on the like Call of Duty 4.
Right,
Yeah,
I remember MW3 was like the first game that I got like on the day of the release and paid like 55 quid for it or something. Do you know what I mean? And then like a week later, it's worth like 15 quid. Do you know what I mean? It's like the worst thing ever.
That's fair.
And it wasn't
Okay.
even that good. Like Black Ops was way better.
No,
I love
totally.
Black Ops.
Right. We are going to move on to movies now because I think we're approaching about an hour on this.
Let me check. Hold on.
That's fine. That's fine. It's a podcast.
Yeah, I
People
know.
like long
I know.
podcasts.
It's fine.
We're officially over an hour by 1
Yeah.
minute.
But the movies are going to take us a while, so buckle yourselves.
Here's the
at
meat and
least.
potatoes.
So we're going to talk about the movies. We those first 3 were just general discussions. We have, I hope, the top 10 each, right?
Yep. I have got more than that. I've got
How many do I have?
I've got 11. Whoa! I've got an
9.
honourable mention.
I've got 9, so that works out for me.
It's not in my top 10, but it's an honourable mention.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to work through this.
We're going to work our way up.
We're going to work our way from 10 to 1. We're
Okay.
going to do all of our 10s each.
Do you
and
want
work
to
our way
start
1.
with honourable mentions?
We should start with honorable mentions, yes. So just to very quickly, I'll quickly run through a couple of mine. I wanted to mention Birds of Prey, which
Not seen it?
Yeah. Do you know what?
did not do well, but actually was a total blast. It's like the least
fun.
ambitious film ever made, but it is so much fun.
I'm
It's
going to
just
counter. I'm going to counter that. Eurovision song contest movie.
Holy shit, I forgot that was a thing.
That's my honourable mention.
Oh no!
In fact,
Have you seen it, Jake?
Why?
Jake, have you seen it?
I've seen about 10 minutes of it, and
Right,
I wanted
it's
to die.
actually hilarious. And the only reason I feel a wee bit of an affinity with this movie was because before lockdown and stuff, I work at the Hydro and I watched them film that movie. So they had all the trailers and you could see Will Ferrell's like trailer and all that, and you could see them going in the Hydros. And the end of the movie, they're actually in the Hydro. They decide to place the Hydro in Edinburgh, mind you.
yeah,
in the
that's
movie,
right.
Which is very strange. They've got like the Edinburgh and they've got the Mile, and then you can see the Hydro at the bottom. They've like CGI'd the
Oh,
Hydro.
God,
it's
yeah.
really weird.
So basically, what you're saying is you like that movie because you were essentially bribed into liking that movie.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Journalistic integrity and all that. That's exactly too much time we spent on that movie. So Sean, give me some honourable mentions
Can I do a dishonorable mention?
if you want. Hi.
Okay, so as a kid, I used to read the Artemis Fowl books. I watched the movie.
I did not watch it for the exact reason that you're saying.
All I can review it with just a noise, and that noise is That's it. It's so
Yeah,
fucking bad.
Oh,
I heard similar things.
You're gonna laugh so bad at the first few in my top 10.
Oh,
man.
I'm
no.
scared.
Couple other honorable mentions for me. I had The Gentleman, the new Guy Ritchie movie, gangster movie, which is good. I really
not
liked it,
seen
but
it.
it's just yeah, it's good fun.
I thought is that who's the director of that again?
Guy Ritchie.
See, I think his movies are pish though.
Ooh.
Okay, fair enough.
I thought you thought that as well. I thought I remember you saying that.
Nah.
I
No, I like
remember
Guy
you
Ritchie.
saying that. I remember you saying that.
The Downey Jr. Sherlock Holmes movies are fun.
I like Guy Ritchie.
Yeah. The 800 Chinese war movie, which is at one point was the number one movie in the UK over Tenet.
Yeah, I'm just
Really?
talking out my ass about the Guy Ritchie thing. By the way, I've not actually seen that many of his movies.
He's doing
I
it
just
for a
like to be
laugh.
controversial.
He does it for a laugh, and we accept that.
One more I want to mention, Greyhound, which was an
heard-
Apple TV
okay.
Apple TV movie starring Tom Hanks, and it's a war movie. Really, really well done. It's just, it has like basically no story. It's just Tom Hanks on a boat.
Yeah.
It's another in the series of Tom Hanks becomes the captain of something and then things go horribly wrong movies.
Yeah, see, I got my Mac this year, and with that, I got a free Apple TV subscription thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, that was one of the. I realised that it only gave you one free movie a month with that subscription. One of them was Greyhound, and I just kind of looked at that and went nah, and I just cancelled the subscription, even though I got it for free, because you still have to pay for it. It's rubbish.
Yeah, no, there is some good stuff on there. I've not watched much of it yet, but like Servant, the new Shyamalan show, is actually really good apparently. And then
Shyamalan Ding Dong.
the Jason Momoa thing is good as well.
Love me some
But
Momoa.
Yes. Shall we get to the top 10s? Do we have any more honorable mentions?
I think I'm alright actually.
I'm
yeah.
good.
just
I'm good
having
to
a quick
go.
look through
I'm
this
ready for
list.
my,
Okay.
my terrible top 10.
I'm ready for
Okay,
this.
Sean, you don't have a number 10. Am I correct in saying that?
I do now. I looked
You
up
do
a
now?
list.
Okay, cool. Okay,
I looked
fine.
up a list while we were talking.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Okay.
Right, who wants to go first then with their number 10?
I would also like to point out before we start, we're doing this based on UK release dates.
Yes, that is a good point. 'Cause some of these movies came out in 2019 in other countries, but here they came out in 2020. So, yes.
Right.
Who's
Shall I
going
just go
first?
for it?
Yeah, go on, Alec.
Alec, on you
Heads
go,
up.
number 10.
Christmas Chronicles 2.
What?
Jesus.
What?
Oh, no. I should, but by the way, I think I genuinely should mention, but now I doubly want to mention this. I think 10 to 5 we should do kind of quite brief talks about. 'Cause, but yeah, no, I definitely think
Kurt
it should be the
Russell.
case.
Kurt Russell as Santa is all you need in life. Go watch that movie. That's all I'm saying about this movie.
Jesus Christ.
And
Okay.
it has the dude from I'm so bad. What's the Sam Neill movie we were talking about earlier on?
Jurassic Park 3.
No,
Part 3.
the other one. The other one. The
God, what is he in? He's in Peaky Blinders. He's in. We were talking about another movie. What was that again?
It was the
yeah, that's
one
what I'm
where
saying.
he-
But the
is-
kid in that movie is the bad guy in this one.
Okay.
It's
That's
fine.
what I'm
They
saying.
can rewind it. It's fine.
Okay, fine. Yep. This is good. I'm going to move on from that. Sean, you're number 10, please.
My number 10 is The New Mutants. Because I actually,
Okay.
I genuinely enjoyed it because I thought, okay, I kind of half enjoyed it because I thought it was going to be a good horror, but it actually turned out to be a decent, like, dark superhero movie. But
Yeah.
that's my opinion on it.
I don't think it's terrible. It just was disappointing. It just did not do much for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's fair. I get why.
Not seen
I thought it was charming. That's all I can really say.
Yeah, cool. Okay, my number 10 is Queen and Slim, which came out early this year, just before lockdown. It's kind of a take on Bonnie and Clyde, but with the twist that it's about a black couple who accidentally kill a police officer
Oh shit.
and have to go on the run, and it is one of the most stressful movies I've ever seen. But it's really good. Yeah.
That does sound really good.
Yep. Alec, you're number 9.
Yes. Number 9. That is me. I'm trying to. Oh, there's a.
He's waffling. He's
couple,
waffling.
there's a couple in here, right? So I think I'll say another honourable mention, right, for a bad movie. I'll just interject here. Is Hubie Halloween, right? it's the Netflix Halloween Adam Sandler movie, and it's about this. This isn't part of my list, right? It's about Adam Sandler plays this like middle-aged man who's obsessed with Halloween, and he cuts about the street, basically being his own neighborhood watch, and he spends the whole time trying to protect the village from the monsters, and it's just like it's so like hilariously bad.
Jesus Christ.
So if you're ever wanting to watch a bad movie, go watch that one. Right, number 9 for me is a weird one, I will admit, but it's on the list, and it is that Colour Out of Space, the Nick Cage one.
Okay, yeah, cool, okay.
It's so disastrously weird, it's good.
Yeah, no, I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, so and it's got the classic kind of shouty, psychotic Nick Cage, which I'm always down for. So, yeah, I did enjoy that movie.
Excellent.
Yes,
I'm
and it's
crying.
a lot of practical effects as well. It's not a lot of CGI, which I like, and it leaves a lot to the imagination, which is cool. So, aye.
Nice. Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Okay. Sean, your number 9, please.
My number 9. Let me see what I've got on my list here. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
I am a huge fan of Bill and Ted. I thought the remake was pretty good, except for the ending. The last minute or so, I was like, I'm out.
Okay,
But
cool.
everything leading up to that final bit is brilliant. It's so charming, and like it's such a nostalgic like drive for anyone that watches it.
Yeah, cool. No, I heard a lot of people really like that movie.
The music's
I've
pretty
never seen
good.
a Bill and Ted, so
I'm genuinely shocked. I think it's your type of thing.
yeah, I mean, it's comedy, and you know, like I don't have what you call humor, so
That's true, actually. Yeah, Bill and Ted Face the Music. Charming comedy for nostalgia's sake.
Nice.
Yep, cool. My number 9 is a total change in tone from the two of them. Saint Maud.
Okay, I've not seen that.
Yeah. It's this might have been my biggest kind of scare of the year. It came out during that time where cinemas were open, and a couple new movies came out.
That's right,
around
yeah.
around Halloween.
I was there.
Yeah, it's a real slow burn of a horror movie.
Yeah.
But it builds to one of the most terrifying moments I've ever had in a cinema. And I, not joking, for about 15 minutes after leaving the film, my hands were shaking.
Oh my
Like
God.
genuinely just got me so bad. If you don't know, it's about essentially a very, very religious nurse that cares for an old. She was a dancer in her youth, and she's now kind of aging, and she's basically dying. And this nurse tries to convert her to Christianity. And it just goes from there, and it is weird as hell, but it's very,
Cool.
very good. Yes,
I'm just gonna interject that
if you bring up fucking,
I'm just saying you look a bit like a silhouette right now. Do you have a
I
light
know
in your room?
I do have a light. You, hold on a second. I need to take off the headphones to turn on.
You're like Jake's looking a bit like Slender Man right now. That's a bit terrifying.
We're on Discord, by the way. I should say. But yeah,
Or witness protection program.
right. Give me 1 second. You guys vamp for time while I turn on my light. Hold on.
Jake was currently looking like the dudes that were controlling stuff in like what'd you call it? You know, in the early MCU.
Oh,
You know the dudes?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what they're called. Oh,
But the dudes in the black suits that are all black, like
Yeah, I can't remember what they
silhouetted.
are.
I have returned.
Oh, hello. We're just trying to.
that better?
We're comparing you to the something in the Avengers.
You know, like in the MCU, like early on, there's the dudes in the black silhouettes, and they were kind of, I think Nick Fury was talking to or something.
Oh, like the council.
Yeah, that's what you looked like. It was just like,
It's just that's the stupidest decision ever. Like, to ignore it.
The best line in that franchise.
Yes.
Alec, you're number 8, please.
number 8, I'm going to go with The Devil All the Time.
Nice. Okay, yeah, cool. I've
Yes.
not seen it yet, but
Very good movie, kind of crime, drama, southern thing. It's very good. I enjoyed it.
Cool. Crime drama or something thing.
Yeah, it's got very Tarantino-esque bits in it as well.
Okay.
Which is quite cool. It's got the violence in it, which I enjoy. enjoy some violence. So I do.
Oh my.
We all do. Don't worry.
Aye.
Cool. Sean, you're number 8.
My number 8. I'm trying to think because I haven't ordered my list.
Okay.
Okay, I've got one.
Let me just have a sip of
got
tea while I think about this.
While I waffle for time. Fantasy Island is my next one.
Okay.
I've not heard of that.
I really, really enjoyed that movie. It's a remake of a movie with the same name. So, how do I explain the plot of this? So this group of people go to this island and they're told that the island gives them basically their most wanted fantasy, but does it in a really twisted way. So, for example, I'm going to spoil just a little bit of the film, but the rest of it I'm not going to touch. This lassie was bullied, and her dream was to get her own back on the bully. She just wanted to humiliate the person, but the island goes, "No, you're going to torture them instead."
Okay.
It's that kind of twist. It's like a really dark twist on your greatest fantasy. It's.
I think that's actually in the trailer. To be fair, so you don't think you're spoiling too much by saying that. But yeah.
Okay. It's really it's oddly funny as well.
Okay.
I do highly recommend it. It's one of those films that was a bit of a sleeper hit, I guess you could call it. It was really good, but nobody saw it.
Right.
If that makes sense. Yeah, Fantasy Island, funny and also twisted. By Blumhouse.
Nice. I have not seen it. I did not love the look of the trailer, but maybe I will check it out. I like the actor. What's the guy's name that kind of is? I don't know if he like runs the island or something. He's in Ant-Man and like.
Michael Pena.
Really good, yes, yeah. He's really good. And my number 8 is The True History of the Kelly Gang, which is it's about the Kelly Gang, and it's
that sounds pretty cool, actually.
It's really cool. It's the Australian outlaw, and it's not at all a true history. Apparently, like the name is intentionally ironic. It's more playing into the legend of that person.
Okay.
But it is really brutal. It's really good. I've entirely forgotten the name of the lead actor. He's also in 1917. Doesn't matter. I'll find it. He's really good. Russell Crowe, best I've seen him in a long time as well.
Nice.
And
how was he looking in that? Was he?
He's a little rounder than you're maybe used to. Russell Crowe.
Little bit of a chunky monkey, we could say. Nothing wrong with that though.
Yeah.
That's
More
true.
Russell Crowe, the better, I say.
Holy
More to
shit.
go around.
More for everyone.
I suppose.
Yeah. Just wait until my number 1 when you get Russell Crowe in Unhinged. No, that's not my number 1.
Oh man, how shit was Russell Crowe in that Mummy remake?
I've actually not seen that.
Yeah, he's in that one with Tom Cruise. And to be fair, it's not him that makes it bad. Just the whole movie is
cool.
bad.
Fair.
Right, Alec, give me your number 7, please.
My number 7 is Knives Out.
Oh, yeah. Wait,
I
was that
never
this year?
saw that.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, shit. Oh, no.
That was.
I think it was.
Christmas?
Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
No. Wow, fuck. When was this?
It's a well-researched list here, Alec.
Yeah, I think it was.
It was meant to
I mean,
come
when
out
I looked up online, it was under 2020. So Google may be doing
me
me
check.
wrong.
Let me check. Oh, hang on a minute.
I'm going with it anyway. I don't care. I don't care.
2019.
No.
Oh, November 29th. Oh, it's close.
It's fine. I'll accept
no.
it. It's a good movie.
Did
Did
you
you
see
see
it
it this year?
Did you
I
see
saw it this year.
2020?
That was the thing.
Okay.
Okay, that
Yeah.
counts. I'll take that.
No, I thought it was really good, and it's Ryan Johnson as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, which was really cool, and Daniel Craig doing a southern accent, being all broody, is so good. I love it.
Daniel Craig in the performance of his career.
So good. It's brilliant.
So funny. It's
Yeah.
a donut hole inside of a donut hole.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's such a
so
well acted movie. Like everyone's
yeah.
so like, oh, That family. Yeah, it's so good. Chris Evans is great in it as well.
He is actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very good.
And yeah,
Yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Do you know what I mean? It's really
Jamie
good.
Curtis,
Amazing
Johnny
cast.
Collette.
job.
Yeah. No, I like the movie a lot. Yeah.
Anna de Amas was doing the main character of Marta.
Yes.
Very good in it.
Which is really
Very
good.
good.
From Blade Runner 2049.
Yes. So she is.
Yeah. So yes. Cool. Yeah, I love that movie. It's very, very good.
Yeah.
Sean, give us your number 7.
My number 7 is Hamilton.
Okay,
that-
cool.
if-
Okay. I don't
if
know,
you-
don't know if that counts as a movie, but sure.
What is
I
it?
would only count it because it was released in that kind of format. I'm only counting that. If it doesn't count, I can pick another number 7 because I do have a couple of ones that I've picked. And I'm like,
No, it's fine.
"Eh."
Just
I'm willing to accept Hamilton. That's fine.
I loved. I kind of enjoy musicals, but only if they're like certain genres
Tasteful.
of music.
Tasteful, yeah.
Tasteful, yeah. But Hamilton is the one exception to that rule. It is brilliant. The music is absolutely fantastic, and the fact that it's just it's like a 3-hour fucking rap song is brilliant. There's like
Did you
barely
like,
any talking?
Did you like The Greatest Showman when it came out?
Not when it came out.
I did not see it, but I fucking hated the songs, so I doubt it.
Yeah. See, it's like, see if that movie was there without the tunes, like,
Oh, yeah,
because
the
I like
story
I
of,
like Hugh Jackman, but yeah,
I do
His-
like Hugh Jackman. That's
His story is brilliant as well. If you're
I
interested,
think if the tunes weren't played like so overplayed on the radio all the time, it would have been better.
Yeah.
It's just because like all of the songs became like top 10 Billboard hits, which is like mental for a movie soundtrack. Do you know what I mean?
They really weren't good songs either.
No,
Like,
I
they
know.
were just like no, cool. I have not seen Hamilton yet. I've been meaning to watch it since it went on Disney Plus.
it is very good.
I don't know
yeah.
what it's about at all. I don't. What is it?
It's Alexander
It's,
Hamilton is one of the founding fathers.
Oh, okay.
And it's a wrapped musical.
Yeah.
The
The whole thing of it, there's no talking. It's just all rap.
Yeah,
That's
interesting.
interesting.
I've heard very, very good things about it. I'm not usually a musical guy either, but I am kind of intrigued by that.
Yeah, cool.
And
It's good.
I shall definitely be watching that at some point soon.
Nice.
My number 7, I have mentioned this on the podcast before, but The Trial of the Chicago 7. Convenient.
Yes. Cool. I've been
Yes.
meaning to watch that.
It's very, very good. True story about a true court case that happened in the 60s to do with protests and police brutality and all that stuff. And it's very funny, surprisingly. It's really good. It's written and directed by Aaron Sorkin, who is a god. And it stars...
Sacha Baron Cohen. That we were saying?
Sacha, yes, he is in there. He's actually very, very good in it. Very much doing his Sacha Baron Cohen thing, but very good in it.
That's what he does.
Exactly. Mark Rylance, who is one of my favorite actors, he is the main lawyer in it. Who else? What's his name? The Fantastic Beasts guy. What's he called again?
Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Redmayne, yes, and an actor I don't normally like, but he is very, very good in that movie.
Nice.
And yeah, no, it's really, really good. It's a lot of fun. One of the most hateable sort of judge dramas in a courtroom drama I've ever seen. You hate him.
Yeah.
Alec, you're number 6.
Yes, number 6 is The Midnight Sky for me. Watched
I
it
haven't seen that.
it just came out the tail end last year, and it was great sci-fi with George Clooney. It was awesome.
Nice.
It's really good. It's a really interesting story, and it's got some wee twists in it that I didn't expect. But basically like he's the scientist in this like camp in the Arctic, and there's like this plague that's basically taken over the earth. It's a bit ambiguous about what it is, and it kind of flips between him and this like solitude, living in this Arctic station with nobody there, and and the space station. So it's almost like kind of two stories in the one. And it's quite a long movie, but it's really, really good. And then it kind of all ties in together. But yeah, it's dead good. Would you
That does sound
recommend?
pretty good.
Nice. I shall check that out. Sean, you're number 6.
Number 6. We've already talked about it. It's The Trial of Chicago 7.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So I've only rated it slightly higher because I'm not usually a fan of courtroom dramas again, which is a bit strange, but this again is another exception.
Yeah,
I love a courtroom drama.
I love the OJ one.
Trial.
That was
yeah.
brilliant. That's my favourite, I
Yeah.
think.
The American Crime Story one, yeah.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Yeah, since we've already talked about the trailer of Chicago 7, I'll just say I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah.
it's really good.
Awesome.
It's really, really good. My number 6 is 1917,
nice.
which is hard to believe came out this year. I think it did. I think that might be one that came out in other countries in 2019.
It
but
did,
it came
yeah.
out
I think.
It came out
yeah.
here.
here.
Very early January release here.
Just
What a movie.
what an achievement, like technically, but also like I know some people kind of felt like the technical, showing offness of it like kind of detracted from the story. I didn't feel that at all. I was totally engaged in it. I really loved the characters. Weird cinema experience I had with that, where the movie ended and nobody moved and nobody talked to the audience for a full 5 minutes into the credits, because no one wanted to break the silence and just kind of let the music play, and it was just brilliant.
There's
Have
have
you-
you've all seen this movie, aye? Like Sean, you seen it?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's one bit in it that's
Spoilers.
like with the score, and it's just phenomenal. It's like after it's when he's running through I think it's after he wakes up again from being knocked out.
Yeah, I know exactly what
and
part you're
just
talking about.
before he goes into the lake.
Oh yeah.
he's
yeah,
right.
cool.
He's running away from that German, and there's the kind of
with the
there's kind of
the
ruins on
flares,
either
yeah.
side. Yeah, and there's a
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
of music there that's just so moving. It's like amazing.
Oh yeah.
I think it does
Soundtrack
like
for
a,
that movie.
Yeah, it does like a
Yeah.
key change or something, but it's just like, oh my god, like it just hits
Yeah.
you.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what
Yeah.
you're talking about. Oh, that hits like a train.
Yeah, the soundtrack for that movie. I was actually meaning to mention that earlier, and I totally forgot about that when we were talking about music. But no, it's incredible soundtrack.
And also, what's awesome is that the writer, as well as Sam Mendes, Christy Wilson Cairns, who's Scottish, which is awesome.
Oh yeah, that's true actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, good shout. Yes, 1917 is my number 6.
Nice.
Alec, what is your number 5?
Mine is The Invisible Man.
Another film I haven't seen.
Okay, cool.
Yep. And my number 4 is 1917. So I can just say that.
Okay, cool. Okay, that's fine.
So I kind of didn't know which one to. I thought 1917 was better than The Invisible Man. That's why I kind of put that there.
Sure, fair
But
enough.
Invisible Man is my number. Was it number 5? It's awesome
Number
movie.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just shock factor and like an amazing kind of retelling of that kind of original story, but made modern, which I liked.
I haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet.
absolutely. It is. That's actually my number 3. We'll get to that
Nice.
in a bit, but yeah, it is. I know. I think that movie's genius. It's such a
Yeah.
clever take on that idea.
Yeah.
Um.
It's a lot of the times when they do these remakes of the kind of old school horror stuff, it's always maybe, it's not as good as the original or whatever. But I feel
yeah,
like this
totally, yeah.
totally made it its own thing. Like you could totally not know that it was a remake. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
it was such a
totally,
different way of telling the story.
Yeah, and I'm very much looking forward to Elizabeth Moss being totally overlooked at the Oscars, because of course she will, because it's a great
Yeah.
performance in a horror movie, and they always are.
I know.
She is amazing in that movie.
Yeah, no, brilliant.
Yeah, that's a good cinema experience as well. Just kind of that, like, being with an audience for that movie, and like the big moments, without going into spoilers, the restaurant scene when that happens, and the reaction from the crowd was incredible.
Yeah. See, I didn't get to see that in the cinemas, but I just saw it myself. So, that we would have different experiences from that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Cool. Good choice, Sean. You're number 5.
So my number 5 is a movie that was released very, very late 2019, but I saw it in 2020, so the same rule thing for which is Le Mans 66 or Ford versus Ferrari, depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah, I really like that movie. Yeah.
Is
that Christian Bale?
Yes.
Christian Bale, Matt Damon. Yeah.
When it comes to car films, they're either high action octane explosive movies, or they're extremely deep and like philosophical. Le Mans seems to do both very, very well.
It does. Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
As a story, it's just very fascinating to learn about the history of how Ford managed to compete with Ferrari, because Ford at the time was like the blue collar worker type, the wee small company that nobody really cared about, and Ferrari was like, well, it's Ferrari. They're like the big
Totally,
fancy supercars.
Yeah.
And how they managed to build a car to compete with Ferrari for like basically nothing. It's very fascinating. Even if you're not into cars, it's still a brilliant piece of history to learn.
Yeah, totally.
And how Ford became Ford.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Absolutely, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, Christian Bale and Matt Damon's kind of love-hate relationship with each other in that movie is very funny to watch.
I remember
as well.
watching the trailer for that and thinking I've got to see this movie, but it's just one of those
Yeah,
ones
it
that
was
slipped by me, so
fantastic.
I'll definitely watch that.
It's very good. It's very, very good. My number 5 is Parasite, which is another movie which came out in other places in 2019, but came out here in 2020, so it counts. Yeah. So, which of you guys have seen Parasite? Just out of interest.
I have not.
Not me.
Neither of you have seen it. Okay, right. Okay, I'm going to be very careful about this then.
There's another one. I know the story if that helps, because the only thing I'm just going to mention this really briefly. Working in cinema is a blessing and a curse. I get free films, but I also get a lot of movies spoiled for me. Which
Yeah,
I think I
really
know the
sad.
basics that it's like they're working for a rich family or something like that.
That is all you should know going
Cool.
into this movie, because I heard this movie described by, I can't remember who, described by someone as like watching someone make a sort of stack of dominoes, like just kind of like making a
Very
tower
carefully.
of dominoes, and just they keep placing dominoes on, and you're like, within 10 minutes you're like, that's way too many dominoes. That's too many dominoes, and then they keep going, and it's like that's there's way too many dominoes, and you know at some point all the dominoes are going to fall.
Yeah.
And oh my god,
You're just
when it
waiting
does.
for it. You're like, oh,
It's a similar, well, for me anyway, like a movie kind of I could describe like that as well as the Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. It's just
Yeah.
so nerve wracking all the way through. It's
Yeah.
just like anxiety filled dread throughout the whole movie.
Oh,
You're like-
God.
and the way it's edited and all that just adds to it. It's just so
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
all over the place.
Yeah, no, Parasite's incredible. It's there's not much more to say about it. It was the best picture winner last year, so it's
it
clearly
was
good.
absolutely
obviously
well
good,
deserved
yeah.
from what I've heard.
Yeah, it's brilliant, and yeah, Bong Joon-ho, good director. He also did Snowpiercer, which is another really good movie.
Oh yeah. So
I watched the TV series, first few episodes of that. I quite enjoyed it. I didn't see the movie though.
Okay, I've heard it's nowhere near as good, but I've
Right,
not
I've-
watched it, so I can't.
Right, okay,
cool. Yep, cool. Alec, you're number 4. We're in the
My
home
number
stretch now.
4 is 1917. So
Cool. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah,
That was a class film.
yes.
that is a very, very good film. Okay, cool. Sean, you're number 4.
My number 4 is the movie that only just makes it into the 2020 rule, and that's Jojo Rabbit.
I was wondering if you were mentioning that. Yeah.
Nice.
I-
I've still not seen that. I started watching it and then I fell asleep. I think just because I started watching it really way too late at night. Not anything to do with the movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
no,
I
fair
will.
enough.
I'm gonna watch that.
I adore dark humor, and this movie is full of it. My favorite type of comedy is twisted and dark. I remember watching it in the cinema with Jake, and you turned to me at one point and were like, "What the fuck?" Because I was sitting there like, what the fuck?"
It has some of the riskiest jokes I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
I love Taika. He's great.
He's so
Taika
good.
Waititi is one of my favorite directors of all time, purely just
Yeah.
because of this movie and Ragnarok.
Yeah, totally. And his interpretation of Hitler is so funny. Like every time he's on screen, it's just gold.
Do you know the wee story that's behind that? Why he played Hitler?
I think I do. Yeah.
So
Do you want me to tell it or just
I'm not sure if this is 100% correct, but I'll say it in like the way that I remember it. Taika Waititi was struggling to find an actor to portray Hitler, and someone, I can't remember who it was, someone said to him, like, he was like, "Oh, I can't find an actor," and he went he's the literal opposite of Hitler, and then he goes, "That's exactly why you should play him instead." And he just went,
yeah.
I can't remember exactly what was said, but it was something like that.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What a fantastic film. It's so dark, but so funny. It's like, it's very tasteful dark humor.
Yeah. I love it. It does just squeeze in. It came out January 1st in the UK.
Yeah.
Last
January
year, so it
1st.
just squeezes in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yes. No. I absolutely love that. I'll skip ahead again and say that's my number 2 of the year.
Cool.
So I won't
I'm not
talk about it too
telling you
much when I get to it.
deliberately.
I know, but it's just because, like, I don't want to talk about it don't want to take up too much time on ones we've already talked about. But yes,
Okay.
I loved it. Scarlett Johansson. She's very, very
phenomenal.
good in that movie.
Yeah, she's great
and,
though. She's great.
Yeah, she's great. But yeah,
Oh, hang on a minute.
What?
That just had a brainwave.
Are you
Did
all
this
right?
movie come out in 2020?
What movie?
He's a minute.
What movie?
This should have been in mine.
What movie?
This could have replaced a good few shiters that I put in mine.
tell us the name.
Tell us.
Ah, no, I just missed out. God
what
damn
movie?
it. Marriage Story.
Oh, okay.
Brilliant
Yeah, that was
movie.
last year.
Phenomenal
Okay,
movie.
yeah.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's honestly amazing. Yeah. But ScarJo was class in it, as well as Adam
Yeah,
Driver.
cool.
Oh, I love Adam Driver. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, no, Jojo Rabbit is incredible. My number 4 is The Lighthouse.
That's not 2020.
I think you'll find it is.
Because I looked it up and it was 2019.
Hold on, I'll check.
Did you check the UK release?
Because I was going to have that in mind.
release?
Did you check the UK release date?
I just looked up The Lighthouse
Oh.
and it said 2019.
That's the American
The UK
release.
release date was January 31st of 2020.
Oh, for God's sake. Well, that's in mine as well. Fuck it. It's so good.
Yes, I loved The Lighthouse. I mean,
Yeah.
loved is maybe maybe not the right word, because I saw that in the cinema on the biggest screen in Cineworld. Not bragging, it's just the one they gave me. But it was just like it's like someone, I've completely forgotten the director's name, but it's like he found a relic of a movie from like 1920s.
Yeah, totally.
And just kind of re-released it, but somehow it has Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe in it. And one of the weirdest things I've seen in a long time.
I know.
And
The way that
so stressful.
the way that Patterson says farts, I'll always remember.
Yeah, my brother
farts! You farts!
my brother does a great impression of that. You goddamn farts.
So good.
Right, just spill your beans, dummy. Yeah, it's got some great accents in it.
Yeah,
apparently,
phenomenal.
like really, really specific and accurate accents from
totally.
that time period as well.
Yeah,
And, Willem Dafoe is
God.
like, amazing in it. Yes, I left the cinema I remember messaging you guys and just like, so I saw The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
I don't know how to feel about that. That was a lot to take in.
I remember that.
I think we said this in a podcast before, but I watched this at like 6 a.m. and
That's
then was
funny,
like, what the fuck? Fell
We're
back
just
asleep
fucked
and
for the
then
rest
woke
of
up
the
at
day.
like an afternoon and was like, what did I watch that movie or did I dream that? Like, what was that? Like,
Yeah, it was.
Jesus.
It was a lot to deal with. Yes, we might do an episode on that at some point. That might be a good one to do.
that would be fun.
Yes,
Okay.
no, brilliant, loved it. Alec, your number 3.
Yes. Number 3 is Onward by Disney Pixar.
Okay, cool. I haven't seen it
Phenomenal
yet.
movie.
I understand why you've put it there.
Have you seen it, John?
Yeah.
How good is that movie?
I cried.
Dude, I cried
It's
so
so
hard at the
fucking
end of that
good.
movie. It gets you in the feels, man.
Oh, good field trip.
Two brothers try to see their dad that's passed away again for one more day. I mean, just how sad is that?
Already
And
it's a really sad concept.
and it's got Tom
Oh.
Holland and Chris Pratt as the main two characters, and it's Disney Pixar. You get the gist. It is amazing. Original story, it's so good.
Nice. I need to watch that.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm a little ashamed to say both of Pixar's films that came out last year I have not watched yet, and I definitely need to get on them.
What's
'cause
the
I'm a
other
big
one?
Pixar fan.
Yeah.
Soul.
Soul actually
Yep.
didn't come out. It came out on Disney Plus. So that counts.
Yeah, but it's
Doesn't
still
count.
counts.
Well, it's same with Onward. Yeah,
Same
no,
with Onward.
we can count streaming stuff as well.
Okay.
Chicago 7 was Netflix only as well.
I
Yeah.
suppose. I mean, technically, Soul didn't release until literally like last week. But like, so it was like
Christmas
just on
Day
the
it came
cusp.
out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Christmas Day. Yeah.
Okay, fair. I thought it was a lot later than that. Maybe I missed it.
No, it was Christmas Day.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Sean, you're number 3.
My number 3, we've already talked about it twice, so I'll make it brief. 1917. I'm going to just say,
Nice, okay.
I'm just going to say an interesting fact, a couple of interesting facts. That's all I'm going for. It took 6 months for the actors to rehearse the movie before they actually started shooting. One of the biggest headaches for the film crew was a cigarette lighter that wouldn't work on cue.
Nice.
I just thought that was a really funny fact, and it's also inspired by Sam Mendes' grandfather, who's wrote an autobiography about World War II.
Totally.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's-
I think he like combined a few different real people and kind of like composite characters. And
yeah.
that,
yeah. So it's mostly inspired by his grandfather.
I love
Yeah,
that it's
yeah.
got old, what'd you call it, King's Landing for Game of Thrones. Big splatified, one of the main characters.
I don't know what you're talking about.
One of the main characters enjoys jumping out of windows. Let's put it that way. In 1917. Game of Thrones. Game
I
of
have
Thrones.
no idea what you're talking.
King
Literally
Tommen. King Tommen. That's one of the main guys in 1917. It's King Tommen
Is
in
it?
Game of Thrones.
Oh wait, yes, okay, yeah, I now know what you mean.
The wee blonde
Right,
that jumps out the window when Cersei blows up the
Yes, okay.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know that's so weird. I'd never pieced together.
never-
that's who
did you
that
never-
was. No,
Nah, that's interesting.
I think I was distracted by George Mackay. I just remember the other guy's name, who is I think one of the best actors around right now. He's so good.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yes. No, 1917 is incredible. What number were we on? That was number 3, right? Yeah.
That was number 3, yeah.
So you're on
Okay,
your third.
cool. My number 3, I mentioned it already, is The Invisible Man.
Sweet.
I'll keep it brief. I loved it. I feel a little bad for the guy who plays the Invisible Man, who gets maybe 8 minutes of screen time total, and the rest of the time it's just a guy in a green morph suit, essentially.
Yeah, just a guy in a fucking gimp suit. really high. Yeah, top class gimp suit you've got there, mate.
Oh, Jesus.
Keep it to yourself next time, eh?
Yeah. No, it's very, very good. It's a movie that will. It's one of those films you kind of like afterwards. You're kind of looking around the empty rooms of your house in quite a different way. And,
Yeah, totally. Oh, 100%.
yeah. Cool. I won't stay too long on that. Alec, you're number 2.
Number 2 is Tenet.
Okay,
Number 2.
Ooh.
Yep.
Okay.
Soundtrack's amazing. Story was phenomenally complex, and yeah, it was class. But that, yeah,
Nice.
I loved every minute of it.
Nice.
And, yeah, loved it.
Okay.
Cool. Okay.
I've not got much to say. It was just amazing. Like, what else do you want me to say? So good.
No, that's fine.
The way
just
that
quickly,
Christopher Nolan can come up with these storylines and everything just baffles me. Like,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
I watched The Prestige for the first time this year as well, and I rewatched Inception, and it's just, he's an absolute master.
I would probably
Yes.
say he's my favorite working director right now.
I think he might be mine. Yeah.
One of my
I love his
favourites.
stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do
Okay.
like directors that keep things simple as well. Like, I don't know, like, but
Yeah.
it's good.
He does not do that.
No. I'm waiting for Christopher Nolan to just do a rom-com with like Matthew McConaughey. Do you know what I mean? And we're all just like, oh my god, this is the best movie of all time.
The best rom-com ever made.
Batman Begins might be the closest thing you'll do to that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true. true.
I'm going to quickly interject here, Jake. Did you put Tenet at number 1 or 2?
Well, you'll find out when you get to it, won't you?
Because I've got a funny feeling.
No
me and you
skipping
might
the
have
queue, Sean. No skipping.
because I've got a fun. I honestly, through this whole entire thing, thought all 3 of us would have Tenet at number 1, but you've just thrown me through a loop here.
Okay, you might have just given away what your number 1 is, but no, give
No,
us
I
your
haven't
number 2.
actually, because it's Tenet.
Oh, okay.
I loved the film because you were there when I first saw it. And
I did, yeah.
see,
You saw
I'm
it
gonna
last
give-
out of all of us, didn't you, Sean?
Yes, I did. I saw it last because I was
Yeah,
working
yeah.
for most of it.
Yeah, because I mean, me and Jake like saw it and we were just like, just say Tenet. And you were like, I will.
It was just because I was working and I couldn't get a time.
Yeah.
So interesting enough, in my cinema, right? I this is the first time this has ever happened. So when in my cinema, you know where the big main screen is, screen number 1, it's right behind where I usually stand to collect do tickets and stuff.
Yeah.
Every single time Tenet was on, I could tell because all I could hear was.
Yeah, totally.
I was like,
one
that'll
of
be
my-
Tenet in the big screen.
One of my favourite things about Tenet, right, is because like I obviously like the movie and I was researching stuff about it, I was getting Facebook ads about it, right? And it was just like the trailer and stuff that kept on coming up in my feed. And I always clicked in the comments, and all the comments, everyone was just complaining, oh, the music was too loud for my ears, or the dialogue wasn't loud enough, or everything's so, it wasn't mixed right. Get to fuck, man. Just listen to the goddamn movie. It's supposed to hit you in the chest. You're supposed to listen for the dialogue. Now, get back in your wee granny chair and read your book instead of watching Tenet, right? Right?
Oh my God.
Go watch Mary Poppins, mate, if that's what you like. Right?
Do you
On
know
your
how
bike.
Do you know how many walkouts I had for the first week of Tenet? It was mental. Everyone was like, oh, I just didn't understand it. I'm like, yeah, it's a Christopher Nolan movie. What did you
Oh,
expect?
boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Okay.
Sorry, that was just a wee interjection.
That's fine. Okay, we'll do my number 2, which will give away what my number 1 is, but we'll do my number 2. Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, okay.
cool.
I was like,
when I saw Jojo Rabbit very early, like I think I saw it like a couple days after it came out. I was immediately like, that's my film of the year. Like I genuinely don't see how anything can beat that. Like oh my God, it floored me. There is a use of the song Heroes by David Bowie, which that song now consistently makes me cry.
Nice.
that's fair.
It's just, I loved it. Yeah, I won't go into too much detail because we have dwelled on it quite a lot.
I have
Nice.
one quick thing to say about the film before we continue. The opening sequence where they portray Hitler as the Beatles is the funniest thing I've ever seen in cinema.
Yeah, that is amazing. Yeah. Alec, you definitely need to see that film.
I will. I will do.
Okay, Alec, give us your
Number one.
Okay, so one thing I will say about my number 1. My number 1 was Tenet, right?
So was my
Definitely was Tenet till
was
Christmas
mine.
Day and Soul came out, right?
Oh,
Okay.
ooh.
Honest to God, right? You finish that movie and you have a total it's a mind-altering, perspective-changing movie. Honestly, you want to live your life after seeing that movie. It's
wow.
mental.
Right, yeah, okay.
It's like it just makes you want to like go outside and just fucking like just be alive. It's really weird. It's
That's
like
oddly
insane.
adorable.
It's like an invigorating movie that just makes you want to like live your life. It's amazing, and I love
Nice.
movies that can do that. I think that's like
Nice.
one of the great things about cinema is when you can finish a movie and then it actually has an effect on you.
Yeah,
And I think
totally,
that is one
Yeah.
of those things. So definitely watch it 'cause it's class.
Excellent. Okay.
Yes.
that
Watch
is-
later.
I did wonder if that would be your.
Yeah,
I was
100%.
curious.
Sean, I have no idea what your number 1 is going to be.
I'll give you a hint. It's already been talked about. Okay, so do you know how you're talking about movies that left an
Oh,
impact on
you
you?
wee sneaky! Is it the Christmas Chronicles?
Yeah, it's Christmas. Christmas
You know it's the
Chronicles.
Christmas Chronicles. Or
It's
is it the
not.
wee Eurovision number?
Okay, so you know how you're talking about movies that leave an impact on you? Mm-hmm. This one left me genuinely like in such a weird mental state for nearly a month.
I know, when I saw Kurt Russell
didn't
at
know
Santa, that blew me away, man.
See, Alec had a really pleasant one. He had a really nice, heartwarming one. Mine is Saint Maud.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay.
I love horror movies. I have not, for the longest time, it took me a good couple of years till I found a movie that genuinely, like a horror movie that genuinely had an impact on me. And Saint Maud hit me in some really strange, weird way, where it made me question everything. I was just like, what is going on? Because the whole thing about the movie is she actually like, you know, being affected by being contacted by God? Is she being summoned by God to become an angel?
Yeah.
Or is she just fucking mentally deluded?
Yeah.
The very last scene, the literal 2 seconds that you see it, I will never forget that scene.
The very last shot is one of the best last shots.
Is
in
it
the movie.
out
Like, it's-
on any streaming platforms?
I don't know, actually.
I will check
It might
while we're
be
talking.
too soon because it only came out in October, but
Oh, come on. The people are releasing stuff quick now because cinemas are shit.
yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
Get
check,
your
I'll
act
check.
together. Moan it.
Ooh,
Moan it, sit mod. Moan it.
Trust me when I say it might.
Yous are both going like that. No, don't come out. Like I'm not seeing the movie. I'm like, vote it,
Wait.
pal. Come on.
See, I used to think that the Babadook was the scariest thing I'd ever seen, and then that came out. That is how highly I would recommend this film.
See, I found the Babadook scary till it turned into Home Alone.
You're not starting this conversation. Okay?
Not again. But yeah, Saint Maud is the scariest movie I've ever seen. It is brilliant. It is very well made, and you will absolutely love it.
Nice. Sweet.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay.
Tell us about Tenet.
No, all right, finally, my number one of the year is Bad Boys for Life. No, it's not.
I swear to God, I thought I was like, oh God, Jake, no.
Oh no, what have you done?
Jake, no.
Who is this and what have you done with Jake?
To be fair, Bad Boys for Life is not terrible. It was much better than I thought it was going to be.
I've not seen it. I've not seen it.
On it.
No, it doesn't even make my honorable mentions. Neither does New Mutants, which I was not as into it, Sean. But
So
no,
was it
my number one?
It's Sonic the Hedgehog, isn't it?
It's Sonic the Hedgehog. No,
Jumanji the next level.
it's Tenet.
Hey, of course it is.
I know a lot of people are. This is quite a divisive movie in a lot of ways. I think a lot of the general opinion of it seems to be it's good, but it's not kind of seen as one of Christopher Nolan's best. It's up there for me. Like, I don't think it's his best. I think Prestige is his best. But it was everything I wanted a movie to be.
That's absolutely fair.
It's Christopher Nolan, my favorite director, doing really hard, deep sci-fi with weird time travel and tons of cool practical stuff and cool people wearing suits and walking places and talking about stuff and physics and
the story itself is very good.
It's so smart from down to the soundtrack where during the reverse parts they've got like normal music and then during the you know what I mean they've got reverse music and it's just everything just like melds together to just make like it's so good.
Loved it.
It's very good.
I think it's a shame that it's going to be remembered as a kind of mid-tier Nolan movie because I think just inventively it deserves more than that.
I don't see it like that in my head.
No, it's I honestly I don't know where I would rank it amongst Nolan movies.
I see it
end up in the middle, but like
I see it definitely up there with Inception in terms of the style of movie. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely in that vein. Yeah.
The only criticism I've got with Tenet, if I had to pick for it, is there was one too many exposition walks for my liking. There was just one too many. There was a lot of cut to scene, walking, talking about the story. Yes, we should definitely do this. Okay, now we're going to do this. There was quite a few of them, and it was like, okay.
Oh,
the John David Washington and Robert Pattinson taking a leisurely stroll through a nice place and talking.
Yeah, and then they're like on a bus. Like, yep, now we're going to break into this place and do this. It was like, okay,
yes. I don't disagree with that. That's definitely a thing that he does. The Inception does the exact same thing.
Totally.
It's funny because it's like he goes, I want to put in as little explanation as possible into my movies.
And then he goes, fuck, I need to explain this.
Well, that's the thing. Like his way around that is to go, right, fine, I'll dump all of it into like 3 scenes spread through the movie and just like, that'll be it. And so you're like, what's happening?
Totally.
But no, I just like, the reverse fights, the fight scene with John David Washington fighting a guy in a mask who is going backwards.
Yeah, that is weird.
Like, and he's going forwards, and I cannot. As someone who's interested in filmmaking, I cannot get my head around how you begin to even work something.
Are we doing spoilers on this, or are we leaving it spoiler free?
No spoilers.
Let's leave it reasonably spoiler free.
Okay,
as much as we can. Because I know exactly what you're going to talk about.
Yeah, it's insane.
Crazy movie. It's the fact how he does it with practical effects as well. It's mad.
Yeah.
I would love to know how he does that fight sequence that you were talking about, Jake. Like the practicality of it.
Yeah, it really reminded me of that scene in Inception. You know, that kind of fight.
Hallway fight.
The hallway fight. Yeah. It was very the
which is
same kind of
incredible.
movement. Yeah.
Yeah. And as far as I know, it's basically they choreographed it like one person acts moving backwards. And what's amazing about it is,
Oh, they learned reverse fighting. Yeah, that's what it was.
yeah,
wasn't it?
absolutely. And then the amazing thing is that like, so okay, minor spoiler here. You see that fight scene twice from like going in either direction, and no matter which person you're following in that fight, they're winning.
Yeah, it's
totally.
so
like,
weird.
I know.
because the person going backwards is winning from their point of view,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
from the other guy's point of view, he's acting defensively. It's so clever.
Yeah.
Yes, Kenneth Branagh, also like
Great villain.
amazing in it. Being the most Russian man in the world, and
I know.
his speech.
He does a good
speech-
Russian accent.
Yeah, he does. His speech about the balls in the neck threat is
Oh yeah, God.
probably my dialogue of the year. It's so good.
Fair enough.
It is very gratifying to watch a man you don't like try to claw his own balls out of his throat before he dies. It's just like, what the fuck?
Also, Elizabeth Debicki, the lassie, the blonde lassie. Did you know that she is the golden person in Guardians 2?
I did, yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah.
that.
So
I
that's a
did
fun
not know that.
fact.
The golden person.
Yeah, what's her name? Aisha.
Yes, yeah. If I have one criticism of it, it's her. Not specifically like her. Like I think she's actually very, very good in that part. It's just that character doesn't get a whole lot to do. Really, you don't really
Yeah,
get to know much about her.
100%.
I think that is a common criticism with all the characters in the movie. The main character is literally called the protagonist. You don't ever get
I
to know
know.
his name.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah,
I like
think
that
that's
though.
kinda
I do
cool.
like it.
It didn't bother
And
me.
it
I
does have a
that lot.
cool ending. Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, I think if we were to add up, kind of like apply points to things in our lists, Tenet would probably end up being number one because it was in
Yeah,
our top
100%.
two consistently.
100%.
See, factually, when it comes to like the top movie of the year, because I'm a horror fan, same odd was my pick. But as a general movie fan, Tenet is definitely like my number one film of the year.
Absolutely.
Even just from a technical standpoint, it's just gorgeous film.
Yeah.
See, yeah. See, you just need to watch those Pixar films, though. See the animation. See the animation in Soul. It is incredible. Like,
Yeah.
it is. They've just taken it. They just always seem to take it that next step. Do you know what I mean? And it gets so abstract and weird. It's amazing. Honestly.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
No, I will definitely be watching that. And that is that. I think we can probably officially call
I have
the
one
Salt
final
River Movie
question.
Club's film of the year Tenet. Like I think that's probably
Yeah.
safe to say overall.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
I mean, I could. The fact that I know that I can just stick on that soundtrack and just listen to that all day.
Yeah.
I'm just like pumped. I'm ready to go.
I should say by the way, like I like that movie so much. I saw it 5 times in the cinema.
you did see it 5 times
my
because I was
God.
working for 4
Seriously.
I saw it once with my dad and my brother. I saw it once again on my own, which the second one was very much like, okay, I want to try and understand this better because I only just hung on the first time. Was on my own. Then I saw it with Sean again. Then I was just like, I want to see that again, and I went and I watched it in 4DX with the movie
Jesus
seats and
Christ.
the wind and stuff like that. And then on the last day I was in the cinemas, I was like, I want to see that on a big screen one last time. So I went 5 times in total.
That's fair.
Bloody hell.
That is a
That's
good movie to
commitment.
watch 5 times.
I've never
I
seen a movie.
loved it.
I've never seen one movie 5 times in cinema.
I do that with sometimes with Star Wars. Usually about 3 times. I think this is the most times I've seen a movie in a cinema.
I saw Rise of Skywalker twice.
Yeah,
I only
So I
seen
think
one
twice
movie
is
more than
is
twice.
the most I've done.
yeah.
The one movie I've seen more than twice in the cinema was Endgame. I watched that 4 times.
I think I saw that 3 times in the cinema.
Because I went with, I saw it with my work first, then I saw it on my own, and then I saw it with other people from work as well, and then I saw it with one of my other friends who lives in Edinburgh who made us
cool.
coasters.
I saw Infinity War in cinemas, but I didn't see Endgame in cinemas.
Endgame in the cinema, I was a wreck. I was like, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just don't think it lined up right. I think I was doing uni stuff. Do you know what I mean?
That's fair.
Yeah, cool.
But aye.
Cool.
Right.
So I
That's
have
done
one-
it.
We've
I've got
wrapped
one
up
last question.
2020 and then we're on
Yes,
to
we have.
2021. Wonder what movies will come out this year.
That leads me
Probably
on
fuck
to,
all.
that leads me on to a good question, actually, to finish this off. What is your most anticipated movie for this year?
Oh,
this
God.
year.
Oh,
Buzz Lightyear movie.
is that this year? Is that
It's this year.
I think so. Right. Chris
enough.
Evans is the real Buzz in the Toy Story universe. It's so weird. Why have they
It's the real Buzz Lightyear.
talk about a movie that we don't need?
No,
Do you know what I mean?
absolutely.
I suppose. So I've got three. Well, two. I'll say two.
I'm not
'cause
too clued up on what's coming out this year, to be honest.
So the only two movies that I'm genuinely interested in, the first one is the Resident Evil movie, which got announced when Village got announced, the game. It's
the
also
kind of
getting
reboot movie. Yeah,
it's also getting 2 Netflix series as well.
Yes,
Which
there's a
all
lot
of this is
Resident
coming
Evil.
out roughly about April. So I'm
Nice.
very excited for that. And my most anticipated movie for the year would be Death by the Nile, which I'm very curious about.
Yeah, I didn't watch Murder in the Orient Express, but I heard good things about it.
Oh, I
I
just
just
like
like
that
the look of
either.
it. It
That was
looks
Daisy Ridley was in
beautiful.
that, was she not?
She was, I believe.
Yeah,
I don't know. We could be
I
talking
think she
shit.
was.
I can't remember.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to Resident Evil because Paul W.S. Anderson movies were shite.
And you say that as one of the people
Yeah.
that saw all of them.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
every
Daisy
single
Ridley
one of them.
was Miss Mary Debenham.
Ah, okay.
Nice, good
Yeah.
for her.
Good for her.
That's nice, Daisy. You're having a good time, aren't you?
I like Daisy Ridley.
I love Daisy Ridley. She's brilliant.
as well. Yeah.
She's got a great name. She's got an absolutely brilliant name for an actress. I think
Yeah, totally.
so good.
Yeah.
What you got for us, Jake?
Yeah, very quickly. I think probably my big two are June, which was meant to come out this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Or
yeah.
last year, yeah. By Denis Villeneuve, who is the world's best filmmaker that nobody watches because his movies make no money, but they're always incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that just because it's big epic sci-fi and it's me and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But my biggest one might be Matrix 4, which is meant to be coming this year.
Right,
is it?
yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
100%. That's my favourite one to come out. Well, looking forward to that.
I completely forgot that was going to be a thing.
Yeah, because if
I
I remember right,
really hope that it does come out. Do you know what I mean?
no, I think it will.
We need it.
If I remember right, the three of us are three of the few defenders of the two Matrix sequels.
Totally. I think
I
they're
love
great.
them. I don't care what
I mean,
anyone says.
you obviously can't get better than the first Matrix because it introduces you to that idea. So obviously, anything after that is going to be okay. Not like, you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah.
The
Yeah,
whole, yeah. So yeah, I think they're good.
Yep.
Yeah,
And I still think all the CGI and all that still holds up
it
pretty
does.
well.
I watched it
I
very
mean,
recently.
It's got its
agree.
own thing.
Yeah, I agree with the exception of the multiple Smiths fight in Matrix Reloaded, which
It's
looks
very-
a little bit
it's-
like he's
It's a PS2
fighting-
game scene, but it's
Yeah.
still it's stylized in the kind of right way where it doesn't look
Yeah.
too bad.
Keanu
like-
Reeves fighting 200 Play-Doh men.
Yeah, there's like no contrast, is there? So they're right. That's I know what you mean.
Yeah, I like that scene in general, but yeah, that bit is
He's
not.
fighting all the
Yeah,
Stretch
they're just
Armstrong
very
dolls.
elasticy, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
He's just fighting 150 odd Stretch Armstrongs.
Yeah.
Tell you what, one movie that I am really meh about coming out this year, I just don't think it's necessary, is The King's Man,
Oh yeah, that's meant to be
which is a
sequel,
prequel
the
to
prequel, that's it.
Kingsman, and it's like, and it's got,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? It's Ralph Fiennes is like the main kind of guy that started Kingsman and stuff, and it just seems a bit like we don't need this movie.
Yeah.
Like, but I,
mean,
don't
you
care.
know-
I don't care. Like, I don't-
Yeah.
I don't care.
Like they give you enough of the exposition of how Kingsman started in the first two Kingsman movies that you just don't need a prequel. Like,
Yeah,
I would
totally,
much prefer they just made a third Kingsman movie,
That's fair. Yeah, I would like a third Kingsman movie.
and they shouldn't have called it The King's Man. I think that's pish. Why have they done that? They could have just called it
totally
King.
know.
They've,
The King.
do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
with James Bond, they don't fucking change the. I don't know. It's just weird. Like it should have just been Kingsman : something. The prequel.
I kind of like that naming convention, like a James Bond prequel called The James Bonds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Totally.
It's like a Doctor Who type thing where you
first
get all the
James
original
Bond.
ones.
Right, we should wrap up because we are now at 2 hours for this episode.
Oh, boom!
you know
It's a
what?
proper podcast now.
We're a real podcast team now.
And then we're gonna have our dinner, and then we're gonna shoot another one of these straight after. So,
There's a bit of behind
bloody
the
hell!
scenes.
What a day to be alive!
Oh god, yeah, that is.
Wait
our
a minute.
review. Oh
Wait a
no,
minute.
what's he found now?
What have you
You
found?
could bring up fucking
Bob's.
like.
Jumanji.
Bob's Burgers, the movie's coming
Oh,
out this year.
fuck
lads.
off.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Plot unknown.
Oh, for Christ's sake. If you
Boom.
want to talk about meh movies, I know we've just said we're wrapping up. Wonder Woman 84 is going to be shite. Don't go see it.
Okay.
Done.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
I'm sure Adam Sandler will release some pish that Alec will talk about later on.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, God. Right, that's us then.
Yeah, that is this episode. Thank you for listening.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes, episode 4 will be the episode that we said it would be. That this episode would
Yep.
be, which is us talking about watching and talking about the movie Hereditary,
Yes.
which none of us have seen, so should be an interesting one.
Nope.
That'll be fun.
Yes, that will be coming.
At
About
some
2 weeks
point.
after this, so you shall see it then.
You'll see them. You'll listen to it at some point.
So, yes, try and watch Hereditary if you can, or if you've seen it before, just tune in. Or if you don't care about spoilers, just listen to us talk about it. And
Yeah. I feel a lot of people do that. A lot of people don't watch the movies when they're
Yeah,
listening
yeah,
to people
totally.
talk about the movies.
they've probably already watched
to
it.
save
and they're
them
just
from
like-
watching it.
Yeah. They've probably already watched
Yep.
it and they're just like, oh, these guys are talking about a movie I've seen. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
yeah,
totally.
yeah, totally.
That's what I do.
Yes, if you want to get into contact with us, you can through our Facebook page. I will set up at least an Instagram for this at some point soon,
Yes.
which I assume will be something along the lines of at Salt River Movie Club. So maybe just search for that, see if it's there yet. I mean, you never know. But in
Or
the
Salt River Pictures, one of the other.
one or the other, yeah.
We'll decide.
Tell us your favourite films.
Yeah, what did you like from last year? You can let us know through our Facebook page, definitely at the moment, or if you want to email us.
Are you
is,
into Cyberpunk as much as I am?
if you want to email us, it is saltrivermovieclub@gmail.com. And my voice is giving out. I've been talking for so long.
Same.
Yes, thank you for listening. Let us know
Yep,
what
thank
your
you.
Cheers,
what your reviews
boys.
of the year are. Subscribe on wherever you listen to this on.
Yeah, follow us on Spotify. We're on Podbean. We're on Apple Music.
Yes.
All of those
We're
places.
everywhere.
Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. If it takes literally 5 seconds and you can do it, or give us a 1-star review. It actually doesn't matter because it gives us engagement anyway. It doesn't make any difference to the algorithm. So fucking go for your life. Give us any review
You know what?
want.
Settle at 3. Do a good medium.
3.
That would be nice.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
5 or nothing.
We've actually got a couple reviews on there already, which you guys should. definitely-
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we-
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
I will
yeah.
go read them. Wait, are they
None
comments?
of them are written by me. So
Hold on a
Yeah,
minute.
so
yeah, get in
thank you
touch.
for listening to our year in review.
Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you. If you've listened for the last 2 hours all the way through,
You are a trooper.
you are OG. You are the best. Thank you.
You're a wee gem.
You're a wee gem.
We love you. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for. Yes. Cool. Bye.
Goodbye, my friends.
Want to leave us on a wee movie quote, Jake?
Sure. It is very gratifying to watch a man you don't like try and claw his own balls out of his throat before he jokes to death.
Happy New Year.
Goodbye.
Right, I'm going to stop now.